a fuel mule. Well, that's what I'm trying.
As Smack TV, in cooperation with Three Dads Productions, presents Holland High Football. We're here for the opener at the stadium, a warm night, about 79, 80 degrees, maybe a 5 to 7 mile per hour wind out of the north to the south. And the Holland High Dutch here are going to be hosting the Zeeland Chicks from the OK White. Kirk, what have you got going for us tonight?
Hey, I'm excited, Joe. This is what everybody anticipates. I mean, at the beginning of the year, everybody has high hopes, and your expectations are there, but in Holland and around the area this whole past summer, the expectations have been grown because of Coach Schroeder, a new coach, a new program, and we expect regular changes happening with a new program, but from what I've seen this summer, I've seen the guys working and the attitude. It's just a completely different team that we're going to see out here tonight, and I'm excited. I think Holland football is back, Joe.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to speak with Coach Schroeder in the Teachers Lounge the other day, and I got caught up with his enthusiasm also. He's been working very hard since last spring, bringing some new things in. He's going to be working with his brother Eric as the defensive head coach, along with Ryan Klingler and Corey Koopman. And I think there's another gentleman working, but we'll try to find out his name a little bit better. Zeeland, on the other hand, is coached in his second year by Steve Turner. Ross Vriedevroog, Craig Weigel, and Brian Becken are going to be assisting them tonight. Last year, the Dutch won an exciting 23-20 contest when Jeff Carlson hit a field goal on the last play of the game to give the Dutch the victory. Unfortunately, that was the only win for the Dutch last year, while Zeeland, I went on and won 3 games to finish 3-6. Both teams with high hopes this year, Kirk.
Yeah, actually, Zeeland's only won, I think, 8 games in the past 3 years. Their program is a little bit down. As you know, they're in the OK White. And they're a big team. We expect them to be big, and they expect to push around. And I think Holland's going to match up very well tonight because I think in the skill positions, I think this is a talented group, as I've seen in at least the last 5 or 6 years, at the skill positions. I'm talking about Roshak at quarterback and Clark at the running back and Hall out there as receiver. I know from talking to some of the coaches, some of these guys, made some of the college coaches notice them in some of the passing leagues this summer. And I can't see Zeeland able to match up with the speed that Holland's going to have tonight.
The other side of the coin, Zeeland, I understand, has the biggest line in its school's history. It averages about 255, 260 in the middle of the front line. And I think tonight you're going to see who's going to have more success at what they do best. The issue for the Dutch is whether or not they're going to be able to get their speed boys, namely Aaron Clark and Michael Hall. And what the Holland team's going to have to do on defense is prevent those long 7-8 minute possessions that Zeeland is very, very capable of doing.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the Zeeland line is going to be quick enough to handle the linebackers. You have Orzum and Serrano, and those are big boys, and Wes Anderson as well. They're big, but they're very quick off the ball. And as we talked earlier, we're going to expect to see 1 or 2 of those guys coming in every play. And I think there's been some exciting, attack football defense that Holland's going to bring to the table tonight.
Okay, a couple of things to look for on the part of the Dutch. First of all, defensively, under Eric Schroeder, the Dutch are planning to run a 3-4. It'll be shown up also as a 4-4. You'll also think it's about a 5-2 with you have 2 ends and 2 linebackers play outside, 2 inside linebackers. Just about every single defensive play, you're going to see at least 1 or 2 linebackers coming. As far as offensively, the Dutch are going to run an I formation, something we haven't seen since the 80s under Mike Boss, and previous to that, Clyde Line, Dan Peretta, and Kirk. I believe you were the tailback in the I formation back in the late 70s. And you pretty much understand this offense. It keys off big tackles. You need a good fullback, and the Dutch have got the tailback that can break it loose in Aaron Clark.
Yeah, I think the key there is, the last couple of years we've seen Aaron playing, and you really want to get the ball in his hands as much as possible. And with Van Havel or Machinsky, whoever's there at fullback, they are going to be a key. The block. The nice thing about the run out of the eye like that power is that Clark can make the reads off the block. So the linemen don't have to make the great blocks. They just have to get in the way of somebody and sustain the blocks downfield. And we'll see how that works.
Kevin Roshak at quarterback's also got an enormous responsibility because he's got to be able to do an awful lot of reading. Hall is going to be on the outside wide receiver, and you're going to see a play we saw a few years ago an awful lot, and that's the fade, as Jeff Fox had such great success with that with Mr. Peretta. You're going to have to see Roshak doing a read. He's going to have to read the defensive back, and that tells Hall whether he should run a fade pattern or a slant pattern. I think one of the things that the Zeeland fans are going to look for that they don't want to see happen is Hall and Clark both have runaway speed. They have the type of speed that if they get into the open, they're going to be gone. So look for Zeeland to control the ball tonight. That, I think, is going to be the big key, Kirk.
Yeah, and Kevin has been part of this program for a few years, and he is a very good ball control quarterback. And if it does get tight back there, Kevin's about as dangerous a runner as you're going to see in the league and as a quarterback position.
All righty, we're getting very, very close. I understand that the Dutch have won the toss and deferred. They're going to defend the north goal and kick off. And kicking off for the Dutch is going to be Brandon Johnson, who kicked for the Dutch last year. And deep in the middle for the Zeeland Chicks is number 8, who is Andrew Van Eeneman. We're getting ready for the kickoff. You're watching Holland High football here on MAC TV. I think we're on channel 14. And we might be on 16, right? But that's for the Zeeland Network people.
You know, we haven't said anything, but you look out there, you can see something a little different. These guys look a little jazzy tonight, huh?
Oh, I like these uniforms. Looks like East Kentwood. Okay, I got my shot.
I
won't say any more about it, but with our black highlighting. But we'll see how it goes. All righty, so we've got Johnson kicking off from the 40. We're ready for the opening kickoff of this year's 2002 season. Johnson's kick, high end over end. It's going to come to the right side here. It's taken at about the 13-yard line by Bennett. Bennett gets a Francis, a fumble on the plate. I think the Dutch are on it. The Dutch might have gotten the break here at the opening kickoff of the game, and getting up last is number 26 with the ball. It's the kicker, Johnson, and what a break for the Dutch as they take over 1st and 10 at the Zeeland 34-yard line.
Nice job of coming down in the coverage, and looks like somebody just got the helmet on that ball and he lost it and jumped on it. Nice to see the kicker get down there and get part of the action.
Okay, our quarterback is Kevin Roshak. Nick Vandenhavel will be the fullback, and the tailback will be Mr. Clark. Our wide receivers are Hall, tight end is Orazam, and Kyle Malater. Roshak calling signals in an I formation, pro right. Roshak goes back. He's got Hall open. He's got Hall at the 19. Cuts back at the 15. Breaks the tackle down inside the 10-yard line, inside the 8-yard line. A 26-yard gain as the Dutch did a little bit of stop. Hall went right past his defensive back and made a lot of good yardage after the catch. The Dutch are inside in scoring territory here on its first play from scrimmage. It's 1st and goal from the 8. Coming in with the Dutch players number coming out. I'm not sure who it was, Kirk. You'll have to help me here. But now we're in a single back. Oh, excuse me. We're in a power I, and look at John Bart in the backfield. And this is a power I. Roshak calling signals. Hands off to Clark and a power off the right side. Cuts back. Shakes off the block. And a good tackle by Andrew Van Eeneman as Clark was about to break loose. It looks like the ball has gotten down to about the 3. So there's a gain on 5, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Nice cutback by Clark on that play.
Sure was. Like I said, it's just important to get the bodies out there, and then when they put John Bart in there, that's a big body. You can walk around, but nice cutback in there.
All right, Tremel Hawkins is into the game, and Michael Hall is out. The Dutch are looking at the 4-yard line it is, so give them only 4 on that play, and it'll be 2nd and goal at the 4 early here in the first half. Wide right is Tremel Hawkins, and we've got a flag. It probably is delay of game. It came from the back of side official. And the Dutch have shot themselves in the foot. It's going to be 2nd and goal and 9-yard line. And this is certainly not something Coach Schroeder wants to see. Now I got to think about the fact that they're probably going to throw the ball, Kirk.
Yeah, so once again, we talked about getting in the hands of Hall and Clark, and they've done that already. I can't see it being any different this play. But it's not unexpected to have a little delay here down with getting the calls in and new coaches and new players coming in.
Take 3.
What a diplomat. Power I.
Take 1.
Bring Clark over this side here.
Hall is wide to the right, 2 tight ends. Back goes, it's a fade to Hall, 2 men on him, and it's overthrown, incomplete. And Roshak got hit very, very hard by number 76, who was Chad Gearing, getting a lot of pressure on there and forced the overthrow. We're going to be 3rd and goal at the 9.
Well, we tried to isolate Michael, and you talk about the fade, but that was well covered back there.
Double coverage on the play. So now the Dutch are looking at a 3rd down, trying to capitalize on this opening break here early in the first period. Now we're in a tight eye to the left, power eye. Bart directly behind Roshak. It's a pitch to the left side. And Clark's no good there. Coming up quick from the secondary is Jason Peasley, who forced the play, and he got assisted by number 8, who's Van Eeneman. A nice play by Peasley, and the Zeeland Chicks have done a nice job of holding and forced the Dutch into a field goal attempt. And I think I see Johnson's going to hold, and we have a soccer player, don't we, Kirk?
Is Josh out there?
Yes, we should have a soccer player.
Josh Schneider.
It's not going to, though. It's going to be Johnson. Brandon Johnson has spotted the ball at the 17. This is a 27-yard field goal attempt. It's down, spotted, kick is up, it's partially blocked. And getting his hand on the ball is number 62, who is Mike Klingenberg, and a big stand for the Zeeland Dutch. And hope it's not too early to say this in the game, but that could be a key.
Yeah. Well, the Chicks did step up after that unfortunate fumble for them. We saw last year where at Holland at times were able to make that long drive, and you know it gets tough to get down there at 20. I was a little bit surprised on that 3rd down and 9 doing a sweep to the left. You know, as a tailback and you have some speed, you want as much of that grass as possible, and I was kind of surprised they didn't use Aaron's speed a little bit
Quarterback is number 10, Tyler Kramer. Number 6, Brett Lucas will be the fullback. Number 7, Jason Peasley will be the tailback. DeYoung is left, Overway right. Kramer's calling signals. It's Peasley off the left side, and he spins. He is brought down by number 24 for the Dutch, who is Nick Vandenheuvel from his linebacker spot. Got a couple of yards, it looks like, up to the 23. We're going to give him 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7.
Now go in just a little bit. You were good. Right, just a hair more. Right there.
You notice we have several, including our quarterback, Roshak, and Clark. We have several guys playing both ways down here.
7 to be specific,
yes.
Kurt. 7 players for the Dutch will be starting the lineup both ways. Twins out to the right. Tight end is left. Look at the wide splits here.
Yeah, right there.
Tremendously wide splits. Priestley up the middle, gets a hole, and he's met and tackled just past the 26 up to about the 27-yard line. Coming up from the bottom of the pile is number 12 for the Dutch, who is Wes Anderson, the linebacker. A gain for Priestley up to about the 27. He got 4. It's going to be 3rd and 3 for these Chicks at that point.
And you notice on that 3-man line, they're always putting one of the linebackers up there. And that time on this side, it was Orzum that was coming in.
I guess that's determined by the strength of the formation, Kirk. All right, 2 tight ends, power eye the other way. Power eye for the Chicks here. It's the tailback up the middle, and no first down as the Dutch meet him in the middle. On the bottom is going to be the nose man for the Dutch, who is Juan Vargas. He's a 5'8", 190-pound sophomore. He stuffed him for a gain of 1, and the Dutch have held, and the Chicks are going to have to punt. What do we got here, Kurt? Punting. 22, is it?
That's correct.
That's Ryan Hulse is going to be punting from his own 28-yard line. It's Roshak and not sure who the knee side is. Gets off the kick. It's Clark at the 34. Breaks the tackle, another tackle, and brings it up here to the 49-yard line, where he was brought down by number 34, Jared Stevens, and number 72, Brian Lenkake for the Chicks. So the Dutch are going to have their second possession, 1st and 10 from the 49, as Clark got 21 yards on the return, and it was about a 27, 28-yard kick. 1st and 10 for Holland. Vandenheuvel is the fullback. Clark is the tailback. Got a slot formation left. Roshak on a delay to clock, dancing around. 52 sits there, stayed in his home. John Weston, the defensive tackle, and just put Clark down. Nothing there. He was just sitting there waiting for Clark.
Yeah, he was. You can't even get started on that with those guys in the backfield that deep.
And we're going to get officials timeout, I believe, for an equipment cause.
As we said, we have somebody with the speed of Clark there. You just have to sustain those blocks and not let any of that penetration occur.
Well, be honest there. Mr. Wissink just stepped around his blocker and was sitting there waiting there, and Clark had nowhere to go.
No, he didn't.
Chicks with a 5-man front, 3 linebackers, 3 deep, and a cover 3 defense. Roshak, quick pitch here to the right side to Clark. Looks to get the corner, can't get it. Breaks one tackle and a second. And he's brought down by number 5, Sam Aarons. Clark running well down to about the Zeeland 48-yard line, where he got 4 on the play. And the Dutch are going to look at 3rd and 7 from that point. And we've got our first leg cramps, and wouldn't you know it, it's our punter, Johnson, which is not good news. Especially now with the Dutch at a 3rd down play. 6:50 to go in the first period, no score. Clark is in a slot left. Roshak in a shotgun formation. Hall wide to the left.
32.
Back goes Roshak. Now it's a quarterback draw. He breaks through the first one, and the second one, he's got a first down. He's brought down by Craig Ponstein, but way down here at the 39-yard line. I think that was a run all the way.
It almost looked like when he ducked his head pretty fast and went up. And as we mentioned, Kevin Roshak runs as well as any quarterback. But that was all on second effort there.
He broke one tackle, and then that was what resulted in the Dutch first down. Their second of the contest, I believe. Okay, in the backfield right now is Nick Witkowski as the blocking back for Roshak as he's in a shotgun. Back to Roshak. He goes back to pass, throws over the middle. He's got clock right up at the 25, 20, 15, 10. Gets a block from Hall. He's going to score! Kevin Roshak, a 39-yard pass and run to Aaron Clark at the 6-minute mark of the first period, and the Dutch have gone on top 6-0.
Boy, I sure hate to state the obvious, but he was slightly wide open, wasn't he?
Nice little curl pattern. They put 3 guys into it. A little bit of confusion, I think, as 2 men went to take care of Hall. Clark was alone on the hook, maybe, rather than a curl. Got it. Got a nice block at about the 12-yard line from Hall and sprinted into the end zone. PAT, Johnson's in. Let's hope he's recovered from that cramp. And we get a better snap this time. Good snap. It's down. The kick is up. It looks good. It is good. So Brandon Johnson on the PAT, and the Dutch have jumped out to a 7-0 lead.
And let's give Kevin Roshak a little credit here. You know, he's just been banged up. He's been rushed a little heavy on that. And even though Aaron was wide open over the middle, that was a beautiful ball. Aaron did not have to pause, took it in the run, and a lot of grass there for Aaron to find.
So the Dutch get on the board, and this is exactly what Coach Schroeder was concerned about when I spoke to him on Wednesday. We've got to get to these guys early and play from ahead, not from behind, something that the Dutch have had great difficulty doing the last few years. So we'll see Brandon Johnson's second kickoff here coming up. And we'll see what we're going to get. Crowd still filing in. The Holland side's about 80% full, and the Zeeland side about 60%, maybe 50. Not the biggest crowd in the world, but what can you expect on a Labor Day weekend when so many people are getting out of town? Okay, here's Johnson going forward. Nice, good boot to the right side, and it's taken at the 11 to the 20 to the 30. Some really nice running by Brent Lucas has brought the ball back all the way to about the 40-yard line, where he was brought down by 87 for the Dutch, who's Ray Rodriguez. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Zeeland Chicks at their own 40-yard line.
That wasn't a blaze of speed. He just put his head down, but it seemed like too many of the Holland guys had their heads down as well and didn't make the contact.
Heads down and too many with their body up. All righty, here are the Chicks with Kramer at quarterback. Lucas and Peasley behind him. Kramer hands off to Peasley off the right side, and down at the bottom is number 5, who is Matt Orazon, the linebacker. Takes him down after a 3-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 7 at the 43-yard line. Matt, one of the 4 linebackers that you're going to see for the Dutch, along with Andy Serrano
And Wes Anderson?
And Wes Anderson and Vandenhavel, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Vargas is the nose man, and your two ends are John Bart and Scott Faricki. Twins here to the left, I formation, tight end to the right. Kramer fakes to Peasley, rolls out, a stop pattern, looking to throw the ball. Now 88's got to go deep. He's not open. Roshek got him. And this is a case with the inexperience of the quarterback. He had to just get rid of that ball and not take that kind of a loss. And I don't think the coach is going to be real happy with his decision.
No, the junior came. It was. You're right. He came out and he made one too many turns there. It's a matter of throwing the ball. And that was a great what we call a coverage sack where there was nobody out here. They were all well covered, and after eventually we had Broshak and Orzum and everybody back there. So
loss of 12 on the play. So the Chicks are looking at 3rd and 19. They're in a pro formation, wideouts to both sides, tight end is to the right. Kramer calling signals. He goes back. They're going to cross over in a center screen to number 2, who's A.J. Bennett. He breaks one tackle and a second, but he's out of bounds. No, he's tackled just short of the midfield. He's going to be just short of a first down. I think he's got about 2 or 3 inches excuse me, short of the first down.
Yeah, Bennett, along with Peasley, one of their star players. Nice little, like I said, inside screen coming through. Did a nice job of running.
They're going to measure, but I'm usually pretty good at this, Kurt. And
it's right in front of you, Joe.
Yep. I got a lot of people standing in front of you, but I think it's about 2 or 3. It's a little bit short, and you're going to have big decision time here for Coach Turner. Down below us, we can't see it too well.
We actually can't see it at all.
See, I still haven't gone blind. 4th down. What do you do, Coach?
It looks like they're going to go for it.
All right, they are going to go for it at midfield, and here's a big play early in this first quarter.
Well, we talked about the size of Zeeland, and I'm sure that's what Coach Turner is betting on right now, get behind that big line. And as the Texas Tech coach said the other day about not making against Iowa State, if you can't make 6 inches, you have a problem.
All righty, but now here I expect Eric Schroeder, our defensive coach, to do a little bit of gambling. I think he's going to cut a couple of linebackers into that line of scrimmage, try to guess on the snap count, get down there low, and not give the running back the opportunity. We'll see. 4th down and a couple of inches, just short of midfield.
Well, that kind of line it just would make a lot more sense just for Kamer to come right up in the middle.
Double receivers to the left. Not sure about where to go. Here they come, the linebackers. They're in an 8-man front. And they're back there, and they got him. It's a red dog by Wes Anderson. He came along with Michael Hall, and they did what I thought they'd do also. And then the play is number 57, Andy Serrano, and the Dutch are going to get great field position.
Well, they just worked right in the hands of Holland so well. Once again, with a line that big and that quarterback right back there, they had huge gaps there on the right side. He just had to do one of those old tap the center of the butt, say, I'm coming here. He could have fell forward.
I think that was a case where there were just too many people coming to block him. They didn't expect it. That's not something we used to see from Holland in the past. It's something we've seen tonight. Slot back to the right. Left is Kyle Malaiter. Hall wide left. Orzam tight end right. Hand off to Clark on the isolation. He breaks through. He's at the 30, the 25, the 20, and he's brought down by number 1, Hussein Elsinger. A first down at the 21-yard line after a gain of 25 yards on nothing more than what we used to call 42 ISO.
That's right. And it sure looks nice when you break through that line and there's no linebackers there waiting for you.
Double team by the end in the tackle, down on the defensive tackle. The fullback comes through, kicks out of the linebacker, and Kurt, that's what you used to see running behind Rick Scott, didn't you?
That's correct.
Holes were that big, weren't they?
They were that big, and it makes it look really good when they're that big, too.
All right, we've got a single back this time, and looks like it's Hall.
Witkowski.
Oh, it's Witkowski, sorry. Didn't twist his back enough for me. 3 wide receivers here, and they're going to throw. Fake, Roshak rolling. He's going to run the ball. And coming up from the secondary and making the play is Brett Lucas. A gain of a little bit over a yard. He was trying to go over the middle, and it really wasn't there, and Roshak made a good decision to bring the ball down and run it.
Well, as we said, yeah, Kevin's not going to sit back there too long and wait for that to occur, but hey, Lucas did a nice tackle. He closed on Kevin very well and brought him down.
R.J. Saccone, number 2, is in there at a wide receiver bringing in the play. Dawson over the ball at center. And I think that's T.J. Machinsky
Yeah, we have
now at
Machinsky.
fullback.
We have Machinsky at fullback.
Clark at tailback. It's a fake. It's a fumble. The ball never got into the hands of Machinsky, and I think Zeeland's got it. Yes, it is. Zeeland's got the ball. It's number 76, I think. Chad Gurink, and a big turnover goes against the Dutch here. 1st and 10 for the Zeeland Chicks now, and they're going to get the ball at the 22. So for the second time tonight, the Dutch shoot themselves in the foot.
And that was a case where he's pitching up to Clark, fake pitch to Clark, and try to do a quick handoff inside, and it just wasn't there.
Stick the ball in the middle of your tummy. Wrap it up. Okay, Clark coming out for a moment. Tremel Hawkins going to come in here at a defensive back and give Clark a little rest as they're going both ways. Kramer still the quarterback. Lucas and Peasley behind him. Wide out to the left, 2 tight ends. Back goes Peasley. It's a stop pass, and here's a hook and ladder.
Nice.
And a nice play, and it was caught by Bennett, who then pitched the ball to Josh DeYoung. And they've got a first down to the Chicks up here on the 36-yard line. A very, very nicely run play. 14 on the play.
Boy, well executed. Well executed.
I haven't seen that play since Kentwood about 8-10 years ago, and it seems like it works all the time. It's a nice play. Some call it a flea flicker, and I just call it a hook and ladder. I'm not sure which one you want to use. I don't think it really matters. Same formation here. Kramer calling signals. He hands off to the tailback. Peasley off the right side. He gets very, very little as Freeze brought down by the left side of the Dutch line. Vargas on the bottom. Andy Serrano getting up. Matt Orazam getting up. And slowly getting up is number 61, a blocker, Craig Ponstein for the Chicks. And that's the second player right now that they've got dealing with the cramps. Is another one I see over there on the sideline. So we've got timeout on the field here. 2:07 to go in the first period, and it's the Holland High Dutch on top, 7-0.
Well, offensively, there's been no surprises. We mentioned the names of Hall and Clark as being the go-to guys, and that's been the case. And defensively, so they're going to be a little bit more attacking. And we saw that. And you were right in that 4th and 1 where they did attack hard, but I think that the linebackers are the key to the Highlands defense. I think the linebackers are very skilled athletes. They're very strong young men. When you look at Hall and Orzum and Serrano, and I think they're going to dictate a lot. In that case there, you saw Craig Ponstein just got in the way of Matt Orzum, and they're crashing hard, and they're taking somebody with them.
Definitely, Kirk. The strength of the Dutch defense is their linebacker core, and I think that's why you're seeing them run a 30-foot defense rather than a 4 or a 52 or something to that effect.
Exactly.
You go with your strength.
And they're letting what's so nice with Coach Schroeder's defensive scheme is he's letting these guys make some of their own decisions. He's letting them use their athletic ability to make these plays. They're not getting logged into a certain set.
Gain of 2 on the play, so it's going to be second down for the Chicks at their own 38-yard line. Clock is running with 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Handoff is to the new tailback, who is number 20,
Colin
and
Marr.
that's Colin Marr.
A sophomore for
A sophomore, and he's got first down yardage brought down by Serrano, who got assisted by Roshak, along with Wes Anderson. But a big first down for the Chicks up here to the 48-yard line, a gain of about 16 on that play. All right, got a slot right here. Tight slot right. Power to that side. It's the same running back off the right side, Colin Marr. He's got big yardage, spins, breaks away one tackle. He's got another first down before he's finally brought down by number 16, who is T.J. Machinsky. But the run is to the Dutch 40, a gain of 12 on the play, and the Chicks are on the move.
The sophomore's running very well. Give Peasley a break here, and it might be hard for Peasley to come back in.
Colin Marr, a 10th grader. He's 5'10", 180 pounds, and he's run twice very, very effectively behind the blocking of Brett Lucas, his fullback. Dutch in a 5-man front right now. Handoff again off the right side to Marr. Marr breaks through 2 tackles. He's finally gets jumped on his back by Machinsky and brought down, but not before he picked up about 5 yards. So it's going to be 2nd and 5 at the 35-yard line with the Chicks on the move.
Showing nice patience on that run. If you notice, he's not trying to hit the hole too fast, going off his blocks. You also see the Dutch defense sub in 2 or 3 now every play. That heat we talked about. This game did start a half hour earlier, and it's been a warm day. It's going to be very important to get these defensive guys rested up.
Well, let's touch both of those things, Kirk. All games are going to be at 7 o'clock now. That's the OK conference has switched all of their games, so 7 o'clock is going to be the starting time. The Dutch are going to take a defensive timeout here and get out there and talk with defensive coach Eric Schroeder and talk about some adjustments. What has happened here in the last 3 plays is that the Zeeland Chicks have put in a running back right off the right tackle shoulder in a slot, and I think they're getting a couple of double teams in there, Kirk, which is enabling Mr. Colin Marr to pick his spots a little bit more effectively than Peasley was able to.
Yeah, one of the challenges you have when you're sending your linebackers on the line and letting them crash down is they don't make initial contact on that back. And once the back gets past that line, now you're just looking at cornerbacks and defensive backs, and one missed tackle means you're picking up another 5-6 yards.
For everything you gain in football, you must sacrifice something
for it.
It's a give and take. And if you're going to try to shoot gaps and try to get people before they get going, you've got to wrap them up. And if you don't wrap them up like you did in that last play, you're going to see a running back getting more yardage than he's really entitled to.
But it's nice to see the Holland Dutch throw a 5-man front out there. No matter how successful that 3-4 is going to be, you're going to have to throw some different sets out there just so Zeeland doesn't get used to
I don't want to cheat too much, but he just took his outside linebackers and put them into the line of scrimmage, which is what you get from that effect of the 34. Right hash mark, same slot, tight slot to the right side. Marr off the left side this time, breaks through the line of scrimmage and down on the bottom. Dragging him down is number 12, Wes Anderson, but not after. We've got Marr picking up first down yardage. That was Peasley in there?
Peasley
ran at that time, and he got 6 in the play. 1st and 10, and the Zeeland Chicks are on the move at the Holland 29.
And this is what Zeeland thought they would be able to do, is use those big bodies to come in here and have a long, sustained running drive. Because Zeeland's not a passing team, as we've seen, and that's why that first score for Holland was so important.
John Barth back in here at left tackle. Now he's going to move over to the right side as the Dutch go where the power is. Power eye to the left here. Peasley off the left side, breaks through, and he's got yardage. He's tripped up, and finishing it off is Nick Witkowski. The run was down to about the 22-yard line. Let's give him 7 on the play, and we're looking at second and 3 at that point, and that's going to be the last play of the first quarter. So with the Zeeland Chicks driving, we are at the end of the first quarter. It's the Holland High Dutch on top of the Zeeland Chicks at this point, 7-0.
Well, have you seen any surprises out here, Joe, that you didn't expect, offensive or defensive, from the Holland Dutch, from your talks with Coach Schroeder?
No. Not really. I've seen what I thought. I just think that the Dutch, I hope they're not going to regret the fact that they don't have more points on the board in this first quarter. They had opportunities knocking deep. They only came away with 1 touchdown. And the one concern I had more than any other is the number of players going both ways for the Dutch, how much gas they're going to have in their tank when we get to that fourth quarter.
Yeah, I can't remember the numbers of games we've done the past few years where we've taken a look down there in front of us and they have 2 or 3 guys out. And, and eventually Clark and Hall and Roshak are going to get bumped and bruised. Who do we have in that second team that's going to be able to step up there? So I think it's important for Coach Schroeder to get as many of these guys into this game now, not wait for the moment that somebody has to have an injury and then they have to replace them. So I think we've got carrying 39 guys. Is that correct?
38, I think. Yeah, 38 or 39. All righty, folks. One thing I don't want to sound like a worrywart, but I'm going to get on you about this right now. This very well could be our only broadcast of Holland High football this year. Folks, we need crew, we need people, and I'll be perfectly frank. As I've said, if we don't get some volunteers that want to step forward, you're going to see the end of Holland High football on MAC TV. So if you people out there are interested in seeing more of our games, the Jenison game on the 20th, 21st, please contact the station, get into action with us. We'd sure like to bring these games for you, but if not, let's not complain about it later when we're not on.
Hey, Joe, well, if I don't have a game, do I have to pay for my own ticket then?
I'm not going to touch that. All right, we're going to have a officials timeout for what? Going to come over and talk to the... They're looking for somebody.
Maybe they heard you complain.
What discrepancy? All right, I'm going to talk to Athletic Director Brett Roach. I don't know why. The clock ran out during the quarter. I'm not sure what the problem is.
The only discrepancy I see is that Highland's up 7-0.
Well, other than the fact I had 2nd and 4 at the 22, 2nd and 3. I'm not sure what the problem is, folks.
At least we're not having technical problems up here, are we?
This time. All right, I'm not sure what's wrong.
All right, that's the problem. I see.
There's a new clock out here to the north. I didn't even see it was there.
I didn't see that either.
And it's not functioning properly. It's got 12:10 left, and you only play 12 minutes in high school. Tight eye right, slot right. Handoff is to Peasley.
Mar fumble.
Fumble, but getting back on the ball for the Chicks is Jesse May. Orizan getting a hand in there, causing the fumble, but it's recovered for a loss of about 2 on the play, so it'll be 3rd and 5 at the 24-yard line. Matt already having a number of big plays as he's one of those young men going both ways. A 3-year starter for the Dutch, Matt Orizan.
Yeah, and playing offense this year a little bit new as a tight end.
So it's 3rd. About 5. Kramer calling
They're all
signals.
coming now.
They're coming. He runs through a tackle. And it's very close to a 1st down. This one is close. I think it's still short as it was carried by Peasley down to about the 19. Now they're marking at the 20, so it's not going to be even close. He gained 4. It's 4th and 1.
But it's not going to make a difference. It wouldn't make a difference if it was 2 or 3 yards.
Well, it's inside now. It's less than a half a yard. It's about a half a yard he needs for a 1st down.
We mentioned you bring everybody in, and you're gambling there if somebody doesn't grab a hold of them.
Well, that was the case there of an arm tackle. He wasn't low enough.
Mar's deceivingly strong. I've seen him breaking a lot of those tackles.
No, that was Peasley, though. That's a fake.
That's Lucas.
Lucas got it. He's got 1st down. It went to the fullback, and he's got, I think, a 1st down just past the 19. Got just enough. Now let's see where this mark is, because it's very, very close. We are inches here. This is close. And I don't really have a good enough angle here to make a call. I'm not even going to guess at this one, Kirk. It's close.
Something we haven't seen yet today by the Chicks, and that's that quick hit off their fullback, Lucas. We mentioned he's done such a good job blocking for Peasley and Mar.
Oh, it's short. It's short. And it's held. The Dutch have held. Oh, what a big stop and a nice spot for the Dutch. I honestly thought he had made it to the 18.5, but they didn't get the mark. And it's going to be Dutch holding and taking over for their 4th possession of the night at the 19-yard line. That was big.
2nd unsuccessful attempt for Zeeland on their 4th down and short. And again, with such a big team, it's so surprising they're not much successful in it.
All right, here's the Dutch with trips right. Shotgun. And they don't have this defended properly. Back goes Roshak. Looking. He's rolling out to the right. He's got room to run. He's going to have to. He finally throws it and he completes it to Hall. At the 30, 35, and we've got a flag.
He's over the line of scrimmage.
He's over the line of scrimmage. It's going to be an illegal forward pass. This is coming back. This was too bad, as Roshak got all the time in the world, and that's something I think is going to be a key tonight, Kirk.
Yes.
Is Roshak's ability to sprint around in the back and find openings for himself. This is illegal forward pass against the Dutch, or illegally downfield. He's tapping the top of his head. Whatever. This goes from the line of scrimmage. Should be a half the distance. No, it's a 5-yard penalty and a loss down, maybe? Let's see.
No, it shouldn't be a loss of down.
That's not enough of a penalty for that type of thing, I'll tell you. 1st and 15 at the 14 for the Dutch. And Zeeland apparently is going to have to get a lot more rush on Roshak, a lot more pressure from the outside. They're going to have to think about containing him. All right, Twins left, Clark the tailback. It goes to Clark off the right side. No, Roshak kept it. He's dragged down by the shoulder pad. What a nice fake. I thought Clark had the ball. And it's number, come on, son, turn around, 72, who is Brian Lenke on the tackle as he grabbed Roshak by the collar and just dragged him down to the ground. And we got a loss of 5 on the play. It's back to the 9. It's going to be 2nd and 20 at the 9-yard line. Oh, that was a pretty good fake. I honestly really did think Clark had the ball.
Well, it just seemed to make obvious sense that they're going to run with the Clark down there.
All right. Hall is wide right. RSM top out left. Tight end to the left. Offset into a tight power I with Bart in the backfield. Pitch. Nope. Roshak's got it. And he faked it, but he didn't hide it well enough. There he breaks 2 tackles. And now we're going to get a flag. Was that a face mask? There might be a face mask here. I thought they grabbed it as Roshak was breaking that 2nd tackle. It's holding Holland. Yeah, funny Betty.
But they're going to take it?
Well, sure you do. Well, I don't know. It's only going to be a 4.5-yard penalty.
Yeah, I don't understand why
so
they
might roll they might roll this one and not take it. I think you're right.
Coach is telling them to take it, but I think it'd be a mistake.
Well, let's see. This is a toughie. You're only going to get 4 yards on the penalty. But then again, where did they gain up to? Nope, they're going to take the penalty. It's illegal use of the hands. The ball's going to come back to the 5. And now it's going to be 2nd and 25 at that point. The Dutch have got to go all the way up here to the 30-yard line. And we're going to get timeout Zeeland. As Zeeland's going to talk about now what they're going to do on defense. As the Dutch have got to come up with a couple of plays here, looking to get this in 2 shots. This isn't something you look to get all at once, but I think we can look for the Dutch trying to get somebody on the outside one-on-one, maybe a quick. There is one play that they've been working on very, very heavily this fall, Kirk, and that's a screen pass. You don't see a whole lot of that in high school because it takes such good timing, but Coach Schroeder is very, very confident about the fact that this could be a successful play for Holland.
He better be confident if he's going to do it in the end zone here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know if you're going to do it.
But you know what's surprising though is that they started the game off with a quick hit to Michael Hall, and we haven't seen that again other than that one attempt that they had with him in the fade. God, you want to get some of the ball in his hands or Clark's hands on the outside, get it quickly to them. Zeeland is putting a lot of pressure up the middle. It's on the outside that we're going to be able to burn them on, I believe.
All right, as you get a good look at head coach, excuse me. Yeah, I think that was Scott. I don't know the young men well enough yet. But we've got a 2nd and 25, 2nd and 24. A long way to go for the Dutch. Handoff to Clark behind Bart. Clark breaks through. Makes a move. 25, 30, one man to beat. 40, 35, and he's dragged down in a great play by Sam Ahrens, prevented Clark from going all the way. But Clark got a great block from John Bart on the linebacker, and Clark has run the ball up here to the 48-yard line. He got, 47 yards on that play, and it's 1st and 10 for the Dutch at the 48-yard line.
Did you see that open field move he put on him? Beautiful.
I did. He was a half a step away from breaking that thing. And the Dutch now reverse the field position problem.
I'm surprised Irons was able to get him.
Well, they slowed him up a little bit. Roshak, quick pitch here to the left side. And breaking through was number 13 for the Dutch, who is Nick Witkowski. In on the tackle was Sam Ahrens, and number 85, who is Ben Hunderman. We've got Witkowski running the ball up here to the 44-yard line. A gain of 4. It's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Dutch.
And I love that quick pitch and let the tailback read it there. It's nice to see Nick get in there, get some carries too.
Well, got to give Aaron a little time. You should see look at the sweat surrounding his neck there, going both ways. As there's going to be quite a water loss in this game. 2 wideouts to the right. Fake to Witkowski. Roshak rolls, stops, beats one man, didn't get rid of the ball, and he's down. A tackle again by number 61, Craig Ponstein. That's his 2nd tackle for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. And the ball's back in Holland territory at their own 48. A loss of 8 on the play, so it's going to be 3rd and 14 from the 48. 7.5 to go here in this first half with the Dutch on top, 7-0.
And he was looking to get Vandenhave out there in the flat, and it wasn't there, and Kevin just hung on just a little too long.
That time, you think? Or not? Well, we'll see. Into the game is Saccone, coming out as Hawkins.
What they're going to do is
Saccone coming this way, Hall wide right. Clark is in the slot left. Shotgun formation. Roshak back there by himself. Takes the snap. It's a screen pass. It's going to look good. 3 blockers, 1 man. And it's just short of a first down. We're going to have 3rd and 1. Excuse me, 4th and 1, and the pass was completed to number 13 for the Dutch, who is Nick Witkowski, the fullback. Gain is up to just past the 40. So it's going to be 4th and 2 for the Dutch, as the Dutch got most of it back on a nice-looking play.
As I said, if you're going to do a screen, this would be a little better area to do it.
And it was very well set up.
Yes, it was.
Actually, I thought it was going to go a little further. They had 4 on 2, but the Zeeland Chicks recovered well to stop that short of a first down. The Dutch now about 1.5 yards, 2 yards short of continuing this drive. Ball is wide left. Power I. Clark in there behind Bart and Witkowski. Bart! Oh, it's going to be close. This is all the mark, folks. And the guy's waving his hands. It's one way or the other. This is close. It all depends on the spot. And unfortunately, the spot's going on the far sideline, and oh, this is close. This is close. 3rd time we're going to have a measurement. John just needed to dig in one more step. He was waddling along. I'm sorry I'm describing it that way, but that's what it looked like.
He just needed to fall forward.
But
he
needed to fall forward instead of to the side.
Yeah.
And it's short. It is short, and Zeeland is held. And so now we have the stand going the other way, and the Zeeland Chicks get the turnover with 6:03 to go here in the first half. Big stop for the Chicks.
It was, but it was very important for Holland to get out of that down there, that end zone in there, and come up here and give their defense a little bit of a rest. But then again, when your offense is on the field, half your defense is on the field too. So.
All righty. The quarterback is number 10, Kramer. Kramer looking to pass, stop and go pattern. And good position, defensive position there for Kyle Maleta. He was not going to get beat on that play, as it was intended for A.J. Bennett on a little bit of a stop and go, but good defensive position by the Dutch player. So it'll be 2nd and 10 on the 39. Number 60 going in for the Dutch in a defensive position is Rami Haddad. He's a starting guard. He's gone in there to give number 77, John Bart, a little bit of a blow here, who's also going both ways. Tight slot left. This is the play where they've been running over the left side, and that's where they're headed. And it went to Colin Marr, who broke through, and dragging him down on the bottom is number 82 for the Dutch, and that's Scott Baricki, the defensive end. But Marr has gotten a large gain up here to about the 46. He got 7. So we're looking at 3rd and a short 3 at the 46-yard line for the Chicks. Same formation they just ran. Tight slot left, 2 tight ends. Dutch are red dogging. And it's a first down as he falls forward, does Marr on his own. And we've got a first down for the Chicks as the Chicks guess the right hole and the linebacker gets the wrong one. just over midfield, the gain of 5 on the play. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Holland 49. Clock is going, 5:18 to go here in the second period.
And take a look at Marr and his setup. He's about almost 9 yards back behind that ball.
Yeah, a little unusual there in the distance. It's usually, what, 5 and 7, isn't it,
Yes.
Kirk?
Give him a lot of time to make the read.
Slot right. Pitch out to this side. It comes to Marr.
There you go.
No. Great
you go.
penetration by number 10 or 16, TJ Machinsky. And in on the play also is 18, Kyle Malater. But TJ got some good penetration and caused the loss. Back here to the Chick 46. They lost 5 on the play, Kirk.
No, that was all Machinsky there. Where make that penetration, let the linebackers come up. Nice job. It's one of the few times that we Zeeland see try to make a quick pitch and use it. Usually it's been the quick hits up the middle.
Okay, Michael Hall in now at linebacker, and taking his seat is going to be Mr. Roshak, and I think that's just as much so Schroeder can talk to him. 2nd down, and about 15. Back to pass, a slant, and it's a good pass, and it's complete to Zach DeYoung. Nice looking play, and a 1st down here to DeYoung at the Holland 37-yard line. We're going to give him 17 on the play, and it's a 1st down for the Chicks.
That was a good-looking
38.
play. Zach is 6'1", 180. He's a nice big target there.
Just a post that floated the ball out there. The pass didn't look that pretty, but you don't get style points, folks, in this sport.
And with 3:55 and counting down, it's going to be important for Holland to make a stop here.
All right, Peasley is now in at the tailback, and the Chicks are in a power eye this time. Handoff is to Peasley off the left side, and he's broken through the line of scrimmage, and he's barely dragged down by number 13, Nick Witkowski. And the Zeeland line starting to take control up front right now. The run is down to the 26, a gain of 12. It's going to be 1st and 10 Chicks. Their 3rd 1st down of this particular drive. And we're going to get timeout on the part of the Dutch for a defensive stop.
Nice timeout here. Coach Schroeder to get his defense over and talk about what is going on up front with the Zeeland Chicks. For those who are not familiar with Coach Schroeder, he was assistant at Eastern Michigan for several years before coming over here. Eastern Michigan also being where athletic director Brett Roach was from. Also did some coaching out in California at Mater Dei, one of the premier high school programs in the country. Been around football. And one of the interesting things that I took from Coach Schroeder talking was that at Eastern, he said, you know, we knew about the OK Red. It's a very strong division. He knew he was getting into. He's looking forward to it. Of course, it's all going to change in a couple of years. We're all going to be a new OK Red, what, Lakeshore, is that what it's going to be called?
OK Red Lakeshore and OK Red Metro.
Yeah. But, you know, he said there's good football on this side, and he was excited about coming over here. And
yep, with Muskegon High School and Muskegon Reese Puffer coming into the red, Forest Hills Central, Forest Hills Northern coming in, along with Hudsonville. There are going to be a lot of changes the year after next. Alrighty. Kramer calling signals off the power eye. Goes to Priestley again off the left side. Not much this time. He's brought down by the right side. Hall is over there. Orizam is over there. And number 1 also in the play is Aaron Clark. Gain of about 2. Going to be 2nd and 8. The clock is running with 3:20 to go in the first half. The Dutch are on top, 7-0. We'll have under 3 minutes to go once this play is run. Wide outs to both sides, a pro formation. Back goes the quarterback.
Uh-oh.
He's got to pull it down in the middle of the Dutch line. Have got him. And there's going to be a loss on the play of about 2. It's going to be 3rd and 10 at the 26. Not sure who to give that tackle to. I'm going to give it to 82 for the Dutch, the defensive end, Scott Baricki.
actually, I was watching out here where the Hound defensive back got a little tangled up with a receiver, and one of the reasons why he couldn't break free.
All right, they've marked it at the 28, so we're looking at 3rd and 11. Clock running, a lot of time being used by Zeeland right here, and I'm wondering if they're going to regret that a little later if they get first down here. Still the I formation for Kramer. Kramer, handoff off the right side. Dragged down from behind by number 12 is Wes Anderson at the 25-yard line. He only got 3. It's going to be 4th and 8 at the 25. Decision time for the Chicks, whether or not they're in field goal range or not. It would be about a 42-yarder from this point, but I don't think we're seeing any field goal attempt. So it's 4th down and 8 at the 25, and the Dutch need a key stop here to leave the field with a first half lead. Kramer backside, it's a screen, but there's a fumble on the ball though, and 24 is on it for the Dutch, and that's Nick Vandenhavel, and the play was done by Andy Serrano, who came and got the quarterback from behind, and we're going to have a Dutch hold at the 20-yard line. They're going to take over 1st and 10.
Doesn't matter who recovered that fumble. Serrano made that stop. Beautiful read, come up, went through that first screen.
Actually, the rotten luck we've had the last 2 years, the fumble would have gone forward, past the first down line, and lo and behold, we would have given up possession there. So,
not tonight, Joe.
I'm all game, Kirk. I'm with you. Now, what do you do if you're Holland? You try to air one out here? You go along the hall?
No, I would. I like to give Aaron and
I'd
make things happen.
Here.
I like to let Aaron make things happen himself.
Roshak to Clark. Breaks a tackle. He's got one man. Spins. Can't get away from that man. A beautiful tackle in the open field by number 5, Sam Aarons. But Clark has a first down here. Up to the 33, a gain of 13 on the play. The Dutch with a little bit better field position now. They only have 1 timeout left, though, as they've used 2 of them on defense. And the clock is now running with under a minute 15 to go here in the half.
Looks like we have Machinsky back there at fullback.
Okay, Machinsky running the fullback now with Clark behind him. Twins right. Back goes Roshak. Looking. He's got to
rid of the ball.
Pressure. He's got room to go. Now he finally throws it back to Hall. Hall with a finger-top grab. Took that one off the ground. That's his basketball hands. And Sam Aarons on the tackle. It's short of a first down, though, and the clock's going to continue to run. And now we're going to get a timeout for the Dutch. It's going to be their final timeout of this first half.
That was a very difficult throw Kevin just did. Rolling her to the right and throw back like that to Michael.
It was a great throw and a catch, but very, very few people would have been able to catch that ball because he took that ball off about his ankle level, those long arms and those nice, soft basketball hands.
Well, we got 39 seconds. You're not worried about the down, 2nd and 1. I think you were talking about before letting it go. This might be the case where take your shots, let a couple down there, and see what happens.
You know, Kirk, if you think about it, you go back to the days, the prime pass pattern off an I formation is a power pass. And running a power pass, a power comeback, or a power flood. And one of the things you might want to look for that Coach Schroeder talked about is they do send the fullback into the pattern late. I know you used to do it off of the power pass going out late into the pattern from the tailback spot. And the Dutch over the years running the I formation have had a lot of success throwing it late to the running back coming out of the backfield. So that might be something you look for underneath. We didn't throw it much when you played back there, though, did we?
No, unfortunately for Greg Golin, he didn't get a chance to show his expertise, but he was a very
running for 2,000 yards. We didn't need to run it.
He was a very good quarterback, though.
All righty.
Yep, they're going to open it.
Formation trips right. Back goes Roshak. Throws it out to Hall. Hall's got to get out of bounds. He's got to get out of bounds, and he does so. It's a first down all the way down here at about the 37-yard line. He got 16 on that pinpoint pass, and let me say it right now. I thought that one of the questions was going to be Roshak's arm. And let me tell you, folks, that arm is a lot stronger than it was last year, and it's looking real good tonight.
And you could see all the work that they spent all summer. That thrown was when Mike Hall had his back to the ball. He turned around, it was right there. And the only reason he got out of bounds is he got knocked out of bounds. That's something Coach might want to talk to him about.
Kind of wish he had gone out a little earlier, though.
Yes.
We only got 31.7 seconds left on the clock here. All right, wide to the left is Malater. And in the slot is Clark. Hall is wide to the right. Witkowski, the blocking back. Roshak faked it.
No.
Now he's got to roll left. He's going to have to run. And he's clobbered and knocked out of bounds by number 7, who is Jason Peasley. And that was a nice play. And somebody's yelling. They got to go out there. They didn't mark it down. They did not mark him out of bounds. And if they don't snap the ball and down it, the Dutch are going to be done. And now there's a timeout.
I don't understand that official timeout.
Oh, it's because one of the Zeeland players has a face mask problem. Now the Dutch have got to be down there with their hand on the ball. Then you're going to simply snap the ball, down it quickly, and then we're going to get a jump ball in the end zone aiming for Hall. 6'4" against the 5'8" defensive back. Let's see if they'll do it here or on the next play.
They should
prevent defense for the Chicks right now. They've got people back 20 yards. There's the snap, and he downs the ball. So now the Dutch can think about the play. Coach Schroeder is calling over Mr. Roshak, and it seems to me that it's about time to launch one into that end zone right now. Let Mr. Hall play jump ball. I don't believe there's a guy on the Zeeland side that's going to be able to take it away from him if the ball gets there.
And if it's something that's done quickly, you know, where you try to hit him on the 15 or 10 yard line as it's going down, you can get 2 plays in here.
No, I don't buy that. Sorry, Kurt. It's going to take them too long to get the line of scrimmage to set it up again. Don't forget, the clock starts running once the ball's set. But we'll see. Trips right. Back goes Roshak. There's the bomb, the hole. And it's picked off. Now we got to tackle the guy.
That's Marr.
Marr's got the ball. Somebody's got to tackle him. And finally he goes out of bounds at the end of the half. And we are at halftime in a very entertaining and exciting halftime here. It is 7-0 on top of the Holland Dutch. Kurt, a word before we take a break.
Well, he's got to be very excited with the commitment his players have out there, enthusiasm. The players we talk, the key players, they're making the plays happen. The offense is looking sharp. We're sustaining. I don't see anything different coming out.
Okay, we're going to take a break. Halftime here at Holland Municipal Stadium. It's the Holland High Dutch 7 and the Zeeland Chicks nothing. We'll be back in a minute. Half action, just a quick review for you. The only score of the game came in the first period when Kevin Roshak got a pass out there to Aaron Clark, and he ran through and got himself into the end zone from 39 yards out, gave the Dutch a 7-0 lead. Kurt, I understand you have some stats for us.
From what we got so far, on the ground, we got Aaron Clark, 7 carries at the 93-yard mark. A couple of really nice runs we've seen in open field. Really, he is the running attack. We've had Witkowski had a run, and Roshak, of course, his stats are a little off because of the sacks he's had, and we can't forget John Bart's 1-yard run as well. Receiving-wise, we have Kevin Roshak, who has done it, like you mentioned. You know, he surprised me as well. Done a very nice job. He's 5 for 8, 103 yards with 1 touchdown, and that 1 interception in the last play of the first half. His receivers he's been going to, Michael Hall has had 3 catches for 52 yards. Of course, Aaron Clark's 1 reception for that 39-yard touchdown, and also Witkowski has 1 too. On the Zeeland side, their running attack has been split between Peasley, who's had 10 carries for 43 yards, and that sophomore Marr, who we've seen doing such a job well done, with 6 carries and 49 yards. The junior quarterback Tyler Kamer is 4 for 5 for 54 yards. Not as much of a threat, I believe, as far as what we've seen with Kevin, but he's been consistent, and what he hasn't made too many of the major mistakes other than we see him not throwing the ball out of bounds that first couple times in that first quarter. And also, I would have to say, I think it was a very important stat so far is that Zeeland's 0 for 3 in the 4th down plays. 2 of those down there, 4th and short, and I'm still surprised with those huge splits that they had that we didn't see a quarterback sneak there. I mean, I would have to think the Zeeland coaches have to be questioning a couple of their play choices down there. I think they've done a good job, though, as one of the Zeeland supporters wanted to make sure I mentioned, the running attack did pick up there late in that first quarter, and as he mentioned, between the 30s, they've done a good job of sustaining that drive.
Don't forget, it's Ashley Terhorse's birthday. 15 years old today, I heard. Somebody nailed me downstairs, made sure mentioned that. Kurt, what do you expect to happen this second half from the two teams? What changes are you expecting?
Well, I think Zeeland did what they wanted like I said, midway through the first period, as far as controlling the line more. They were taking care of picking up the linebackers coming in, and Tamar and Peasley did a good job of getting through that first break. I see them constantly, doing that push up the middle. Holland, I have to think, the ball's got to get in Hall's hands a little bit more sooner, not so much a long pass. And I have to think that they're going to give Clark a few more reps. I mean, the success he has, I know if I was Clark right now, I'd be saying, Coach, I could carry it, a few more times in this game.
All righty, we're getting ready for the second half. Another minute to go before they're going to ask the two teams to come out on the field. Cooling off a little bit, but the wind has stopped. There is no wind at all. But I'll tell you, it's quite comfortable outside in the stands. Our booth here is as crowded as usual, having the best service of anybody in the OK Red, and with all of the local Dutch freeloaders up here. And playing Zeeland, you can certainly expect we're going to have a lot more in that type of setup. We had more people here at the food trough, and we even have some people going back for second and thirds. Not enough food here, guys, or what? But, sorry, having a little fun with freshman coach Ryan Klingler. All righty, I think what you're going to see, personally, my feelings are that Zeeland is just going to continue to do what they've been doing and try to just wear down the Dutch. On the other side of the coin, I looked at the Dutch maybe to try and get the ball a little bit more to Michael Hall. He hasn't had a whole lot of touches. And
he's the type of receiver. Remember, he was one of our running backs last year. He's a gifted athlete. He's the one that you don't have to use as a height at every advantage going down. You can get him in that short flat. Let him pick up the yards after the catch.
All right, Roshak and Clark are the two who are going to be deep to receive the kickoff. And it's number 2 for the Chicks, A.J. Bennett, who's going to kick off. Up right in front of our two backs is Andy Serrano and Brian Benavides on this kickoff team. That's kind of interesting that they're the short receivers. If the ball were to be short, you got a couple of guys who aren't normally used to handling the ball.
We have Rodriguez and Hawkins and a couple other receivers up there in the front line too.
A high end-over-end kick is, this is dangerous. And Roshak picks it up smartly and runs out of bounds at the 22-yard line. That was a dangerous, dangerous kick, and Roshak very, very crisply and intelligently picked up the ball and stepped out of bounds at the 22, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Holland.
Nice job by A.J. Bennett and the kicker for Zeeland.
That can be the danger of having only 2 receivers and having your upmen guys who aren't accustomed to handling the ball. On the other side of the coin, they're the kind of guys that can block for you. Well, we lost the second. And 1st and 10 for Holland at the 22, their first possession here of this third quarter. They're on top 7-0. Take it easy, cheerleaders. We don't want anybody else getting a... All right. Wide to the right here is Malater and Hall. And back is Roshak, looking for the screen. They got it. But there was one Zeeland player sitting among 3 Dutchmen, and wouldn't you know it, it's number 61 again, Craig Ponstein. 3 guys had a chance to block him, and everybody looked for somebody else. And instead of that play going for a lot further than it did, it barely got up to about the 25 for a gain of 3. That play could have gone a lot further. 2nd and 7, another play. That's Ponstein. We've called his name a number of times, and he's done an outstanding job, the 6'1", 205-pound senior. All right, bad pitch. Clark's got to get back on it, and he does to 15. And that's too bad. Clark gets a clean snap, and the Dutch had outnumbered them to this wide right side.
And I think Clark might be a little shaken up when he went back at an awkward angle to catch that ball.
And there's a loss of 10 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 17 now at the 15. And coming in is number 13 for the Dutch, Witkowski, and number 20, Tremel Hawkins. Coming out is Saccone, and coming out is Clark, who I think was a little shaken up on that particular play, as we get a good-looking shot from our sideline camera here of the Holland High Dutch cheerleaders. 3rd and long, and look for the Dutch to run it and punt it away here. Bump and run coverage here on Tremel Hawkins. Throw it to him, and they do. And Hawkins is there, and he drops it. It came in and out as he was trying to bring it home. He got hit by number 8, Andrew Van Eeneman, and he just couldn't hold on to it. I'm sorry, that was Michael Hall, not Tramel Hawkins. He had it, then bounced out off his shoulder pass, and it's an incomplete pass. But we do have a flag on the play. Flag on the far left side, and it's illegal man downfield against the Dutch, so we'll decline this penalty. And it's going to be 4th and 17 at the 15.
And even though Michael wouldn't have gotten that first down there, sure is a lot better at punting from the 30 than is where they are now.
But I'm amazed that they went into bump and run against him. And what happened, by the time the safety came over, it was too late.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that safety was.
Well, he was over at the left hash mark here and came over. But I can't understand a bump and run on Hall by a 5'8 kid who's a lot smaller. Well, the penalty is declined, and the Dutch are going to be forced to punt. Brandon Johnson, number 26, is going to come here and give up the ball, and the Chicks are going to get good field position somewhere around midfield.
And something we haven't mentioned is that this has been a pretty penalty-free game by both teams, especially for the first game of the year and for first-year coach here. They've done a very nice job of playing a nice, clean game.
I agree. Johnson is standing back on his 3-yard line to receive this punt. Van Eeneman and Bennett are back deep for the Chicks. Low snap. He had his foot down. Oh, my gosh.
He kneeled
down. It's going to be Chicks ball at the 2-yard line as Johnson went down on a knee to take the snap. I don't even know if he had possession of the ball when he was down there, but the referee says he did, and that's going to be downed at the 2. It's going to be a loss of 15 on the play, and it's going to be 1st and goal for the Chicks on the 2. What a gigantic break for the Chicks. Excuse me, it's at the 3. Gigantic error. Gigantic error. Poor snap, was low. Johnson went down on the knee to protect the ball, and you just can't do that. And so the Chicks are in great position here to get a tie or even go ahead. Power I formation. Deep is Peasley. Lucas is in front of him. Handoff is to Peasley. Nowhere. Snaps through one. He's brought down by Andy Serrano, who twists him down for little or no gain. It's going to be 2nd and goal at the 3.
Nice penetration, but it would have been nice if they made that stop behind that line of scrimmage and hung onto the tackle.
He broke the first tackle.
Yeah.
But still, the Dutch were home and gave up nothing. 2nd down play. Clock is running. 9:48 to go in the 3rd. Dutch clinging to a 7-0 lead. Same formation, wide out to the right side. Handoff to the fullback.
Lucas.
And Lucas is driving. He's down near the goal line, but short of it. He's at about the half-yard line. Machinsky is getting up. 68 gets up from the pile for the Dutch. And that's Juan Vargas, our nose man, and Andy Serrano also. They mark it at the 1. 3rd and goal. Well, they've given it to the tailback. They've given it to the fullback. What's next? 3rd and a yard.
I have to think Lucas is going to get it again up the middle here.
Lucas. No, he scores. Lucas is in. Brett Lucas on a 1-yard run.
Didn't look like a very clean handoff. I thought for a minute he was going to lose that.
And that has cut the Dutch lead to 7-6 at the 8:53 mark of this 3rd quarter.
And we see what we're worried about. Roshak is a little wobbly coming off the field here. He got his bell rung.
And number 2.
He's not coming off straight either.
Yeah, I'm not. Where are our trainers?
Looks like our trainer's on the crutches.
Well, Russ, I think, may have done something to his Achilles, they said. But Kevin looks like he's been stunned.
And what do you call that? Out on your feet, huh?
Here's the extra point try. It's up. It looks good, and it is good. So the extra point by A.J. Bennett, and we have got a tie at Holland Municipal Stadium. 7-7 as the Chicks get on the board at the 8:53 mark.
Well, just a complete reversal of what we saw the game started, where Zeeland received the kickoff, opening kickoff, fumbled away, and Holland was able to capitalize on it here. The only difference is it took Holland a few more plays before they made that mistake.
All right, Kevin. Roshak is bleeding from the nose. That's the problem. And it's really cascading out there, and they've got to get that stopped, of course. Now, this is meaning that somebody else, it's Hall that's going to go back with Clark to take the kickoff. And our backup quarterback is, I believe, number 12, Wes Anderson.
Yeah, he's getting his gloves off, getting ready to do some throws.
Anderson, a good thrower. He's got a very, very good arm as he warms up with a future quarterback for Holland High Dutch, Adam DeYoung. So Bennett's going to do what he did a few moments ago. About 3 minutes to 7 seconds ago, he got started with a nice little kick. The Dutch have moved up, though, as you can notice this time, Kirk. They're standing on the 15-yard line to receive this one with their up men at the 28.
That's dangerous, too, not to have somebody back there.
All right, here's Bennett. Nice driving kick to Hall. Hall can't get it. Clark can't get it. Goes into the end zone. Automatic touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Dutch at the 20.
Smart play by Bennett again. He's a good athlete. Smart play, realizing what Holland was giving him and stuck it right through.
And a smart play to know the rules of high school football, to let that ball go into the end zone and not try to run it out. Good smarts on the part of Aaron Clark, because in high school, the ball goes into the end zone. It's an automatic touchback. You cannot run it out. Wes Anderson, quarterback, 6'1", 195-pound junior, is in to the lineup to take his first snap at quarterback of this season. Hall is wide right. Wide left is Malater. Orazam, the tight end. Clark goes off on an isolation off the right side. Oh, what a beautiful tackle by number 1 Nate Elzinger, as Clark was about to break that. But Clark's got first down yardage up to about the 32-yard line. After gain of 12, it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Boy, that Elzinger tackle, that was a beautiful tackle. That was a pretty difficult tackle, open field there.
Nice double team on the far left side from the Dutch. Orazam, and I think that was John Bart, and a nice kick out block by the fullback Nick Witkowski. Orazam's the tight end to the right side. Number 2, Saccone, wide right. Hall is wide left. Wes Anderson calling signals. Hands off to Clark. Clark's got nowhere to go. As 4 Chicks guys banged in there. 75 plugged the hole. That's Doug Haverman. But there were others in there on the tackle. Not sure who to give it to. I think we'll give it to 65, Matt Vanderhulst. There's a loss on the play of about a yard. So we're going to call it 2nd and 11 at the 31-yard line.
And that was just a case of Zeeland was slanting to the left. We ran to that way, and the only way you can beat that is a cutback.
Malater is wide to the right, Clark wide to the left. Orazam, the tight end, to the right, I formation. Anderson taking the snap from Gosson. Goes back to pass. Hall got held. Hall dropped the ball. It should be incomplete. But where's the hold? I could see a hand on the shirt from here. 3rd and 11 at the 31. That play was just simply designed as a quick out to Hall, and then hopefully Hall's going to be able to take on the smaller linebacker. Didn't work too effectively.
Well, it was also designed, that was Wes's first varsity pass as a quarterback, and it was also designed to make it a safe pass that wouldn't put too much pressure on him.
All right, I think the Dutch are going to go into their shotgun formation here on 3rd down and 11 from their 31, and that's what we're seeing. It's a slot formation to the right. Hall is the slot. Clark is the slot man. 6 men up. Anderson clutches, fakes, throws. Hall can't hang on to it. He got his hands on the ball, and I'm not sure whether that pass was intended for him or Saccone. Either one could have gotten it, but Hall just couldn't bring it in for 1st down yardage, and as a result, the Dutch are going to have to punt and give it up.
Yeah, you're right. RJ, there's some mistake with both guys. I think Hall came over too far to the sideline on that. Either way, they both had a ball. That was a nice job by West in that pump fake. Get a little bit more time, let the guys come down there, and let's not forget the line. That's one of the few times, when Kevin was back there, he was running all over the place. West didn't have to do much.
Yeah, West got
stayed nice.
Very good. Brandon Johnson back for the punt, and he'll punt it from about his 21.
And he's not going to kneel.
Nope. Blow snap again, but Johnson gets off a good kick. The wind gets it, and it runs out of bounds off the side of his foot. Now they're going to mark it. They're up to the 45, 46, 47, 48, 40, 49-yard line. He's only going to get 20 yards on that punt. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Chicks with momentum from midfield.
Yeah, and they're still working on Kevin down below, so we're not going to see him on offense or defense for quite a while.
First and 10 for the Chicks. Kramer is the quarterback in with Lucas and Peasley. The Dutch dogging, taking a chance. Peasley breaks through, but he only gets about a yard and a half. At the bottom, getting up is 24, it looks like. And that's Nick Vandenhavel, and we've got a Chick injury. And it's one of their big linemen, and it's the left knee, it looks like. And let's hope that young man's okay.
32, closer to 32, take 2.
Our crew tonight from MAC TV bringing you this football contest opening the scene. We've got Rick Crane and Kerry Kane, our regulars, along with Joyce Hopper, Keith Jones, Dan Smith, and Paul Stevens. Thanks for coming out on this Labor Day weekend to bring this contest to our local area fans. Like I said earlier, folks, if you want to see more games, if you want to see Holland versus Jenison, you want to see Holland versus Kentwood and Holland versus Granville in October, we're going to need some people to come forth from this Holland community who are going to volunteer to MAC TV and take the games. We've asked an awful lot of Rick and Kerry over these last 10, 11 years, and they've given everything they've got. But with all of the soccer commitments they've got, we need other people out here. So if you folks want to see Holland High games here on the future, Kirk and I would love to bring them to you. But by golly, folks, if you do not come forward, please do not look for us to be on the air with the Jenison game. And that's the way it rolls.
And you know that we're starting something exciting here, too, with Coach Schroeder and that team out there. And sure, we're disappointed not to be able to bring the few games that we have. I mean, there's only 4 home games this year, and one of them including the homecoming on October 11th. It'd be nice to be able to bring that to the community and show what these kids are doing. They put a lot of work over the summer, and they put a lot of time and energy into this program. And
we really want to bring you these games, folks, but you cannot ask this one crew of 3 dads to just do everything by themselves. They've been with us since '92, bringing you all these basketball and football and swimming and soccer, and you know it, we've been bringing it, and, well, folks, they need some help. And please, please, give us a call at MAC TV and sign up, and let's see if we can get our Jenison game on the air. All right, both teams kneeling on either side of the 50-yard line as the young man gets worked on. Something you hate to see, but it's an inevitable thing of the sport of football. And
Zeeland's already had that bad luck bug hit them already before the season even started. They have a couple of their starters who are not playing today. I believe Derek Cooper is one of them, who's a week by week, and then also Andy Serrano's cousin. The other Serrano plays for Zeeland, and he took a baseball bat in the face, and he won't be back till mid-season. So,
all right, he's being helped off. I think it's number 52, who is John Wissink. He's a defensive tackle, a 6-foot, 270-pound junior, and it's that left leg. And our prayers go out to the young man and hope he's going to be okay for later play this season.
And on the Dutch side, we have down in Roshak's in there, Orzum's also out there. And that's just a matter of catching your breath. It's
again, as we talked as we got off to the start of this contest, we're taking a good look at the young people in our stands from our camera on the deck.
Yeah, we can match up first team against first team. That's not been a problem. It's skill position. It's just that the wear and tear of a game like this and the wear and tear of a season. Some of these other guys are going to have to step over. I mean, right now, Wes Anderson stepped in the quarterback, but he's still out there as a linebacker as well. All
right, let's call it 2nd and 9 then from midfield as they marked it. Here comes everybody. And he got through the line of scrimmage, and Priestley is going to break it. Clark going to try to get him from behind. Clark's got him and brings him down at the 13. The Dutch gambled. They sent 2 linebackers, guessed wrong. Peasley broke through, and Clark with a saving tackle. And he's been brought down, is Peasley, at the 12-yard line, a gain of 28 on the play.
And that was some tired tackling. I mean, Peasley's a strong runner. He's a good runner, but that was just too easy for him to go through there.
And I think the line of scrimmage clean.
I think some guys are tired.
That and I think they did guess wrong, Kevin. Kurt and went just through the hole that nobody was there for.
Yeah, I'll wear a name tag next week for you, Joe.
Watch it.
But then again, I've been called worse, haven't I?
Yes, you have, and you better remember I can do it again. We'll be nice to our listening public and not tell you what we're talking about.
This is a big series.
12.5-yard line.
I don't like to say this is a series of a game, that sort of thing, but it's going to be very important for the Dutch to keep them out of the end zone here.
A very, very, very important game for the Dutch to win and get off on a good start. Yeah. But it's just as important for the Zeeland Chicks.
No confusion there in the line.
Here's Kramer.
Fumble.
Kramer picked it up. Kramer did get right down back on that ball, though.
And I wonder if he didn't leave that center a little quick because of the red dog
what he saw coming, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's good. Things aren't working. The tackling's not there. We're not making the plays, you know.
Well,
try to create something. Try to create something on the defensive end.
2nd 11 at the 13. Well, they marked it back at the 14. We're going to call it 2nd and 12. Mark it a little bit longer. This is that tight formation slot right where they run to the right. They ran to the left instead. And it's a good thing that Peasley slipped up. He might have still been running, Kurt. He tripped himself up, got down to the 9, got 5 on the play. We're looking at 3rd and 7 at that point. And I do think that Peasley would have scored if he could have kept his balance. Big hole off the left side.
Yeah, doing a nice job of going on a slant off the tackle. He's bypassing those linebackers coming in.
Orazem is back in. And Roshak still being worked on the right sideline. Orazem's not in?
He's not in yet.
Okay, I thought he was. Where is he? All righty. Big 3rd down play. Bad handoff. Peasley got hit for the first time as he came through the line of scrimmage by Anderson, and Anderson was able to knock him off his feet. So he's gaining it down to the 7, a gain of 2. It's going to be 4th down, and I got to believe that the Chicks are going to go for the lead with a field goal here. A.J. Bennett's going to come in, and he's going to mark this at the 14, 24-yard field goal attempt from just about the middle of the field. Snap is not a good one, but the kick is up. It looks good. It is good. And the Chicks have taken the lead 10-7 at the 4:46 mark as A.J. Bennett connects on a 24-yard field goal. So the second half has been all Chicks, and the Dutch are going to have to get the momentum switched back to their own side. Roshak is up. And I think he's going to be coming back into the game, Kurt.
Yeah, it's going to be very important for Holland to regroup here, not let this thing get out of the way. About 4.5 minutes ago, 4:46 ago in this 3rd period. It's very important that we don't have another 3 and out, 3 and punt.
But on the other side of the coin, after the Chicks got down to the 12-yard line, the fact that the Dutch only gave up 3 points has kept them in this game, obviously, and they bent. They didn't break. And they gave up the field goal to give up the lead, but still, a plus side, they didn't give up a touchdown. Dutch are going to travel to face Hamilton in their new expanded stadium a week from tonight. Then they go out to play the big bad Rockford Rams before returning home to face the equally hard Jenison Wildcats here on the 20th.
You know, we got another kickoff here. Bennett's been very important in the second half. The little pooch kick he did the first time, then that line drive kick there, and the nice field goal he's had. He's been a very important man this second half for Zeeland.
He's given the Dutch poor field position both times here, and the Dutch could use a run back here. Nice long boot. Hall's going to get this one at the 5. He drops it, picks it up, dancing, and going down under a load of people, 6 tacklers at the 19. And to be honest, Michael has not handled the ball well the last 3 times he's touched it.
And one of the keys of returning a kickoff is besides that, is do not slow down. There's no dancing involved in the kickoff
well, I
return.
do think he picked his head up when the ball was just about to be caught, and that cost him the timing of his blockers.
It looks like Kevin Roshak is back in there.
Okay, Roshak back in. What about Orazem? Orazem is in. He's at the right end position. Hall is wide left. Malater is wide to the right. I formation. Roshak, quick pitch.
Oh, they got the blocks out here.
Clark cuts back, gets another block, and picks up a lot of yardage, tackled by Sam Aarons. He's got running yardage up here to the 28-yard line, a gain of 9, and it's going to be 2nd and 1.
And the key there was on that tight end on that. I'm sorry, on the wide receiver's block there on that.
That was
Stevens
Malater.
event. Get him turned around, and once you're able to turn the corner, she's getting bodies out there, and Aaron does a nice job of reading that field.
Nice job by the sophomore Malater, and then Clark was able to cut that back. Hall is out here to the left side. Right side. Tremel Hawkins to the left. Tight end to the left. Roshak to Clark.
Lots of room.
Clark's got a block. Breaks the tackle, but it's got first down yardage. He's brought down by Nate Elzinger. Excuse me, he's brought down by Van Eneman, but Clark has got first down yardage up to the 32-yard line. He got 4 in the play, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for Holland.
Another nice open field tackle by Zeeland.
Number 2, Saccone in. It's going to be Hawkins out. So the wideouts are going to be Hall and Saccone.
But I like what Holland's offense is doing here, keeping it simple, making the runs here, letting Clark make the reads.
Tight end is to the right side. Pro formation. Clark on a draw. 40,
Nice.
45, 48-yard line. What a well-run fake by Roshak, and Clark went through it. What you pointing at, Kurt?
TJ Baczynski just had an excellent block in the middle there. Let Aaron pick up another 10, 15 yards.
Great.
Beautiful
16
job.
yards on the play following the good block by Maczynski.
Nice.
1st and 10.
Nice job of Kevin of selling that too.
Brought the ball up and showed it to the defense and then just put it into the belly of Clark. Hall is to the right side, tight end to the left, pro formation left. TJ in the fullback spot. Fake, Roshak rolling himself. He beats 61, he's at the 50, the 45. Gets a block from Cole, breaks through, stumbling, and he's wailed down by number 72, Brian Leakink, but he's all the way up here at the Zeeland 25-yard line.
Beautiful block for our own number 61, Ryan Covich. Did a nice job. You don't have to put the guy on the ground, kept him in front. Kevin does a beautiful job.
27 yards on that run, and the Dutch are on the move, and momentum swinging back as they now mark it at the 26-yard line, giving him 22 on that play. 2:50 to go in the half. The Dutch trailing by 3 at 10-7.
Those isolation blocks on the outside are working very well for Holland right now.
Nice block on that play also by, like you said, Covich. He looked good on that. Tight end is to the left. Roshak. It's another draw. Here's Clark. He's got room to the outside. That's a flag down, though, and it's on the back side of the play, nowhere near it. And if this is going to go against the Dutch, they're going to have shot themselves in the foot. This is not good. Look at this. Back side of the play, you're not even in it. Fundamental mistake. You don't have to do that when the play is going the other way. And a result, a big play that was down inside the 10 is going to come back on the hold.
Yeah, the negative part obviously is that was an uncalled for penalty. The positive is they're running very well on here. And like we said, I have to think Aaron Clark had to talk to the coach at halftime and say, you know, I need the ball. I know I'm biased towards that running back, but if that's your strength, let him have the room, and he's doing some real nice reads, and the line is a lot easier to block. You just have to get a body in front of him.
All right, we've got another cramp case here, so we've got a timeout by the officials. Now they're going to let the water people come out. Excuse me. On a night like this, you can expect it. Go ahead, Kev.
So with 2:41 left in the third period, 10-7, Zeeland's up. Holland's had a very nice drive here. It's started down on the 19-yard line. It's mixed up very well. Mainly it's been a Clark show, but Kevin Roshak's done a very fine job on the ball control and on his own runs. Very nice block on front line. You have their front line for us, Joe? We haven't mentioned those guys. We got Bart, and we got Covich, and we got Gosson, Warzone and Hall out there in the outside.
Rami Haddad is out there, John Bart, among others. So now we've got first at the 35. And the Dutch have to go to the 17, so it's 1st and 18. That'll be 1st and 20.
It's going to be a screen, middle screen, but it was not developed well. Has a little bit too much penetration. It was intended to Clark, and I'm not sure if Roshak didn't throw that ball into the ground just to save the possession. So it's going to be 2nd down at the 35 and 20.
I would like to see that screen just outside a little bit more. So if they do get it, there's not so much of traffic, as some of those defensive linemen are accidentally getting in the way.
Okay, Witkowski is in, suggesting we're going to go to a shotgun here. Johnson's a little bit outside his range right now, I would say, for a field goal, so don't look for that now. But it's only 2nd down. Trips left.
Nobody out.
This is where we had a bootleg last time, folks. So let's see what happens here. Roshak, back, good protection, throws it out to Clark. Wide open is Hall. He bobbled it, but this time came down with it. He's looking to run before he catches it, Kurt. And he's got a 1st down inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. So we've got 21 yards on this play, and Hall is down hurt now as he's got a cramp.
I'm impressed by Kevin's arm strength, and I have not seen the Zeeland defensive back close that fast. I'm just I know they're worried about getting burned, but they've given him a lot of room. That was a long cross-field pass that
they're playing
Michael had plenty of time.
And I think they were so worried about getting beat long, and he just ran out there and ran a stop. The ball was there. Hall is up and out. Tremel Hawkins is in for him. Saccone wide to the right. Orzan tight end to the right side. I formation. Roshak hands off the clock. An isolation up the middle, but a good tackle by number 76, Chad Gehring. Beat his blocker and just put an arm on Clark and dragged down the smaller running back. He got zilch on that. He might have even lost a yard. He did. It's back to the 15 where it's going to be 2nd and 11.
Again, when you're down here in this territory, I'd like to use as much of that grass as possible. And with Aaron's kind of speed, let him go off tackle to the right side or give him a quick pitch.
Yeah, that's one thing we haven't seen much. Sweep. And that's a favorite play of the I formation. Vandenhavel in front of Clark. Quick pitch. Here comes to Clark. As we thought. Clark trying to break it in, though, and good behind the back tackle. Coming down the line of scrimmage was the big tackle, Brian Linkink, number 72, the 6'3", 240-pound junior. Made a great play running down Aaron from behind.
Outstanding tackle.
No gain. 3rd and 11 from the 15.
And that's not something you even block. He's not even supposed to be in that play. That was just a great athletic effort on his part.
We're back. Oh, take 3.
Well, you think you're going to run to the left to get it over there in case they don't make the 1st down?
31, take 1.
Roshak back to pass. Looking, finds a man. He's got it. It's Saccone, I think. No, he caught it. Now they're going to call it incomplete. It was intended for number 5. Excuse me, Matt Orzan. He had the ball. I'm sure he had that long enough. Oh, too bad we don't have a replay on that. So it's going to be 4th and 11 from the 15. Johnson's going to come in and try to accept a field goal to tie this contest. Golly, I thought he had that long enough.
There was too crowded down there. Really couldn't save it.
So it's at the 15. It's going to come to the 22. It's a 32-yard field goal attempt for Brandon Johnson for the tie. Snap is a terrible one. And the kick is no good. It's going to go way short as the timing is off. That ball dribbled back, and now there's a late flag.
Roughing the kicker,
and that's going to be roughing the kicker, maybe.
Wow, that would be a big call.
Roughing the kicker. Oh, my goodness me. And the Zeeland Chicks shot themselves in the foot.
I'm amazed they even got the kick off.
I'm not sure about this rule, about the yardage here.
I believe it's an automatic 1st down.
Well, I don't even know anymore of these high school rulings.
But you're right. It was a bad snap.
It came back on 6 dribbles.
It didn't look like he was going to even take the kick, and all of a sudden, last minute, he just ran up and kicked it far left.
Well, the timing was off because Aaron had to wait to get the ball to put it down. Now you got to talk it off. I'm not sure. No, it's not an automatic first down, Kurt. They gave him running into the kick.
Okay.
Into the kicker. It's now
They're running
fourth
into.
and goal at the 10. Excuse me. 4th and 6 at the 10. And we're going to have another field goal attempt. Only this time it's going to be a 27-yard field goal attempt.
So it wasn't roughing the kicker. It was just running.
It was running into the kicker. All righty. Let's get that snap back here. Good snap. Place down. Kick is up. It looks good. Oh, it's wide to the left by just a couple of inches. Oh, from our angle, I thought it was going to snake around, but just went just wide left. And the Chicks have made a big hold with 5.5 seconds to go here in the third quarter. They take over at their own 20.
Strong laying showed by Johnson, but just overcompensated. Just a little too much for being the right hash here. Boy, that was a strong leg. Well, doesn't negate the fact that it was a very nice drive for them. Now they can make a stop down here and continue on their offensive success. Should be the last play of the third period.
Hand off to Priestley off the left side. We got a flag on the play. He is smashed down by number 20, Tremel Hawkins. But there is a flag as the third quarter has ended. Now what's the flag? How about a little holding action against the Chicks?
Now they have to come back. They can't leave.
You know, this can't end.
Right.
Well, it can if it's an offensive penalty. It just can't end on a defensive penalty. A quarter. We might have an untimed play here.
No flag.
No flag. All right, so they got a gain on the play of 5. And it's going to be 2nd and 5 at the 25 at the start of the fourth quarter. I wonder what the no call was there. That's interesting because it was the referee that threw the flag.
Unless he was confused on a formation that he thought was that he misread.
But he doesn't call formation errors. He calls motion. That's not his job for the referee. The referee does not call illegal formations. That's the linesman's job. Because he's not anywhere there to see where they're standing. We'll try to find out about that one later and maybe, well, it's not going to matter. Smiling and cheerful, huh? Okay. Okay.
Well, they're there.
They're there.
They're there, and Holland's in a game, and it's the
We're in
fourth
a
quarter.
game, and it's the fourth quarter.
And
both teams with 3 timeouts left. Oh, what you'll do for a TV camera. 2nd down and 5. Kramer the quarterback, Lucas and Peasley behind him. Goes to Peasley off the left side, trying to get outside. He's got first down yardage as the Ducks lost their contain on the right side. He is brought down by Serrano at the 31-yard line after a gain of 6, and it's 1st and 10.
And he wasn't touched till he hit 5 yards.
That's who was there. Fourth quarter time, and I think the Dutch are having a little bit of problem right now finding their wind. There's so many players going both ways. They're going to have to suck it up here.
And the size of Zeeland plays a factor of that as well.
Priestley wide open. And he's dragged down at the last moment by number 18, Kyle Malater. But the Zeeland line is now taking control after a gain of 8 on that play up to the 39-yard line. 2nd and 2. Dutch are going to need some kind of a break, a fumble or something here.
They are, but they're gambling a lot too. They're sending a lot of people quite often. I'd sure hate to see Mara Peasley break one out.
High formation, wide out far to the left, 2 tight ends. Priestley carrying,
There you go.
He rolls around, got tackled short of the first down yardage, I think, by about an inch or two. Got a good snap there on the far sideline, did Peasley.
Yeah,
Oh, now the wrong guy moves. Okay, I think it's going to be short. You know, it's funny. You're supposed to mark it on the far side. That's where the chains are. Sorry for being so critical, but you've got rules of organization here, and you should follow them. Well, let's see the spot. A little bit short. Nope, first down. By the tip of the ball at the 41-yard line. So the Chicks get a new set of downs for Coach Steve Turner. Chicks having taken control in the second half. They've scored 10 points. They take the lead 10-7 and are driving right now.
But remember
early in the fourth.
That drive of theirs is only a 3-yard drive. Send everybody again.
Priestley.
Nice.
Oh, somebody shot it. It was Serrano. Serrano shot the gap, made the tackle, slammed Mr. Peasley to the ground for a loss as the Dutch guess right and get a 4-yard loss, 2nd and 14 at the 37 now.
Nice tackle by Andy Serrano.
That was pretty close to that creation of that fumble that we're going to look for. Well, we've had one interception, one turnover on a fumble early in the game.
Zeeland's had a couple of fumbles. They lost one of them.
Lost one and got one back. One turnover either way tonight. Nicely played game so far. Rolling out, no rush.
Looking at Bennett down here.
Looking, throws the ball in right into a crowd, and it's completed. As it went right by a Dutch defender. And it's completed to number 89, who is Travis Overway. He's up to the he's up to the Zeeland 46-yard line, a gain of 9. It's going to be 3rd and 5.
Boy, I don't know how he caught that in that traffic. Nice pass by the junior Tyler Kamer.
And a few members of the Holland team have been told to shut their mouth by the head linesman on this side. And thankfully he had the maturity to just warn the Holland players and not throw the immediate flag as some hotshots would have.
Big 3rd down play, because this is not one of the areas where I believe they don't can get it. I don't think Zeeland's going to sit here and go for it.
Oh, I can't believe you'd go for it with a lead. So this is the big play for the Dutch. Oh my goodness me, was that not defended well? And it's going to be a 1st down for just a quick pop pass. And not defended well by the Dutch at all. And it was complete to number 89 again, who is Travis Overway, and a big 1st down for the Chicks, as the Dutch are starting to make different types of errors, and right now I'd say most of the errors are being caused by extreme fatigue. Hot out there. Just under 9 to go in the 4th. Chicks clinging to a 3-point lead. Priestley off the left side. Breaks the first tackle, but he got knocked off his feet by Anderson. Gain is up to the 45. He got 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8. The clock is moving with 8:40 to go in the contest. Chicks taking a lot of time now between each play. In high school football, it takes you a while to score, and this is that tight slot left. They run that way. Now he brings it back. Oh, nice block here by number 76. And the play has been broken. For a face mask there has saved the touchdown. Clark got him by the face mask, but it saved the touchdown. That's going to bring it down to the 5-yard line. So with the play, it's going to be 1st and goal at the 5. It's going to be a 40-yard total gain. I wasn't sure who that was. I started to look down. I think it was Mike Klingenberg, number 62, that threw that block, that sprung him.
And we mentioned before, Marr just does a nice job of being patient at that line and feeding off his block, and he didn't rush anything there. And Zeeland's strength is overcoming right now. It just looks like Holland's not able to physically keep up at this point. And I believe that's Aaron Clark's second touchdown-saving tackle.
We're looking at some of our Holland High Dutch cheerleaders on this side trying to encourage the crowd to get behind the Holland team.
Yeah, with Holland down with three with 7:53, any score here is going to make it very difficult.
So it should be half the distance to the goal, and it should go to the 5. Oh, wait a minute. What's this coming back? All right, they're not. Now, hold on here. Do we have offsetting penalties? Let's see what we've got here. We've got face mask Dutch. We've got holding against the Chicks. What a break for Holland. That 40-yard play is negated, and it comes back, and we're back to 2nd and 8 at the 45.
Did you see the flag for the holding?
No,
Troy?
I didn't. Did you? I never saw a holding flag go down. Maybe that wasn't as good a block as I thought it was over here at the... Well, whatever. Break to the Dutch. 2nd and 8 at the 45. 7:53 to go.
Try it again. Here they
Same
come.
formation.
Oh,
there was movement. 62 moved. This play is stopped. We're going to get a 5-yard penalty. It's going to be 2nd and 13 at midfield.
And again, that was caused just by the anticipation of the linemen of the linebackers for Holland coming up. So it looked like we were going to have 1st and goal from the 5.
That's turned into 2nd and 13 from midfield. But that clock is now at 7:47.
Yeah, regardless if the plays are called back, the time doesn't come back, and that's a good point. It's going to have to make a stop and kind of make it early. You don't want to give your offense one chance only to put in the points.
All right, the Dutch have got to make a big stop here. They cannot give up a 1st down. Tight to the right, going back to pass, not going to get it off. 24 forced to play for the Dutch. That was Vandenhavel. And then coming up late, I saw a 6. I think it was Vargas. No, it's not. All right, they gave it to Varicki on the tackle. He got the ball up. The quarterback Kramer did to the 48-yard line, a loss of 2. 3rd and 15. Big play for the Dutch. Yeah. Probably the big play of the night thus far, because this will force the Chicks into a punt. Going to pass, and it was going to be the hook and ladder again. It was going to be a pass intended for the wide receiver number 2, who was Bennett. He was going to then give it to Lucas. They ran that play earlier successfully. This time it doesn't work. So due to that phantom, well, not phantom, I just didn't see it, holding penalty on the face mask situation, the Dutch are going to get the ball back.
Now, Dutch will get the ball back because Zeeland just broke apart in that whole series.
Bennett? Excuse me, it's not Bennett back there to punt. Punt is going to go out of bounds in between the 30 and the 35. Marking it at the 35-yard line. He's going to get 17 yards on it. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dutch. They've got 6:33 and 3 timeouts left.
Well, one thing we mentioned in the first half was the lack of penalties, and you can see with the fatigue setting in, much more mental mistakes going on here on both sides of the team. It's going to be very critical for Holland to play the clean, mental mistake-free game. Drive this time.
No points for the Chicks on that, but 13 plays and how many minutes off that clock? I think they burned about half of the 4th quarter on it. Back goes Rorschach. Looking late. There's the Rorschach's going to run it. 40, 45, 49-yard line. He's tackled by 62. Klingenberg, it's too bad. He had his fullback wide open in the middle of the field coming out, but ran it effectively and got 14. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dutch at that point. I think they run that again, and they dump it off to the running back coming out late, and he's going to have a lot of freedom, Kirk. as he's not getting picked up. Clark goes into the slot right, shotgun formation. Witkowski is the blocking back.
Here comes Zeeland.
Here comes Zeeland. Quick out to Hall. Hall's got it. Looks to cut it back. He's got it into Chicks territory at the 44 or the 43-yard line. Going to be short of a first down. And they give him 7. It's going to be 2nd and 3 at the 43. 5:40 and the clock running. Clark comes out here in the slot. Hall is wide to the left. 3 receiver formation, shotgun look. Rorschach back to pass. Quick out here to Hall. Hall's got a 38, cuts it back, 35. Got to go down.
Hold on the ball.
And holds on to the ball at the 34, a gain of 9. And the Dutch are moving. It's 1st and 10 at the 34. I cannot believe they're giving the cushion that they're giving the Hall. It's got to be 8-10-yard cushion.
Like we said, those are long balls that Kevin is coming across the field with, and no one's closing in on them at all.
And Witkowski stepped up nicely there, by the way, and did take somebody right before the ball was released. Maleta to this side. Hall and Aaron Clark to the right side. Rorschach. It's a fake. It's a draw. Rorschach got the outside. Cuts back. He's inside the 30 at about the 29-yard line. He got 5. That's a design play. It'll be 2nd and 5 at the 29. 4:30. Oh, we've got the clock stopped. And do we have a timeout on the part of the Chicks, or is it an injury? It is timeout, Zeeland. Well, the Dutch now, 4 minutes, 31 seconds left in the fourth quarter, trail by 3. They've moved the ball from their own 35 down to the 29-yard line and are certainly in this position to get, at worst, the tying field goal, at best, the go-ahead touchdown.
And they've done it with the shotgun offense, too. Letting Kevin make a lot of nice passes and good decisions, and we've seen in the second half, Kevin's picked up almost 50 yards on 3 carries. You know, the field opens up and they spread it out like that. We mentioned Kevin's a very fine running quarterback. It's going to be hard to contain him in there.
I'm ready, though, to throw that quick out here to Hall and keep throwing it. They're going to give me that kind of a cushion. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take whatever you give me, Kurt. And you give me that much cushion, I'm going to grab it. Our thanks to the young ladies that are helping us this year with our bringing out water for the team. Well, we're on the air again down the road. We'll try to get the names for them and give them the credit that they deserve. Hall coming out to the left side. Clark on the side. You know, they run Clark on a flag pattern here, Kirk, and they've got 6 points.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to keep up with him.
Clark on the outside. It goes to Hall. 25-20. 15-13. Same play we've been looking for. At the 4:24 mark of this fourth quarter, the Dutch are down on the 13-yard line, and that's the same problem. The Chicks are giving such a cushion to Michael Hall. He catches it. He's not even close, the defensive back. Clark, in the slot formation, got really held up. But I'll tell you, in that type of defensive formation, they run a post, they run a flag there, and we're going to get 6, Coach Emerson. Rorschach. Backside, Kevin! Get rid of it! And he finally does. It's incomplete.
Nice job.
It was number 34 for the Chicks. Jared Stevens, the linebacker, came in and nearly trapped Rorschach behind the line of scrimmage. Rorschach had to get rid of it and dumped it, saving the game.
And Zeeland has not blitzed much, and that was a case where it was in the backside of Kevin where he couldn't see it. But what a big difference to have the incomplete pass there and stay on the 13 than being a tackle on the 25. Nice job of Kevin getting a loot in that.
4:03 to go here in the fourth period.
See if they stay in the shotgun.
Second down, shotgun. Witkowski, the blocking back. Maleta to the left, Clark and Hall to the right.
Clark.
Here comes 34 off the left side, Kurt.
Clark's
throwing at the
voltage.
clock. He's got it at the 3. And he's got a first down and goal at the 3-yard line as that baby was burned in there by Roshak right on the numbers.
But no one's even marking up Clark on the line. You can see him going out. There's nobody even near him.
Cushion, cushion, cushion. They're playing very, very soft. Okay, Bart's going to go into the game now at a running back. The Dutch are going to go to a power I. And I hope this isn't one of those where we score too early.
I was just saying, and there's no hurry.
And the Dutch are going to take a timeout. You know, it's almost wondering now, at this particular point, do you try to, no, you try to score every time, don't you?
You know, you put in, because once again, let's not forget, Zeeland's strength, and we've seen it in the second half, is still that run. You know, they come back here, we score here on the kickoff, and they have 50, 60 yards to go. They're going to put the ball in there, and that's not
that
to
is
their...
not a Zeeland strength.
No, it's not.
All right, as you're looking down at the Holland sideline here, and now the Zeeland Chicks kneeling around their coach, Steve Turner, trying to figure out what to do here against the Dutch. But now Bart's going to go in at a fullback position, and the Dutch are going to go into that power I that we saw earlier in the contest. As we get a little enthusiasm from our press box people up here.
I just hope Bart's not too tired, because you know you'd like to get the big body, hit somebody, but if he's been playing both ways, he's tired. He might be plugging up the whole more than anything else.
I wouldn't dream in a million years of handing him the ball.
No, but I mean even getting in the way of somebody. I mean, it might be a case where he gets a younger guy.
You know, one of the things that Coach Schroeder shared with me is he likes that counter. I don't know if I like a counter on the goal line, though.
I like a bootleg right here for Kevin coming to the left side.
Well, it's first and goal. The Dutch have got 4 cracks. I'm going straight ahead 4 times, Kirk.
No handoff. Just come out
Power
here.
I. Just give it to the tailback, Clark, right over that right side. Roshak pitching it out here to Clark. Clark cuts it back in. He scores! Aaron Clark on a 3-yard run over the left side, and the Dutch have taken the lead. At the 3:49 mark, off the power I, they came back to the weak side.
And let's not forget, we have not had a lot of success in our snaps here. This is a big extra point.
A very big extra point could give the Dutch a 4-point lead, and it would mean that the Zeeland Chicks would have to get a touchdown.
You can play your defense.
So this is a key kick here.
Nice,
Snap is
nice.
up, the kick is up, it looks good, it is good.
Beautiful snap there.
So Johnson with the PAT gives the Dutch a 14-10 lead. There's 3:49 for the Dutch to have to hold on. So here comes heartache. I hate this time. I'd rather be ahead with 3:49 to go, but still, this is heartache time. Because now you've got everybody tired. Now the Dutch have got to think about using those 2 timeouts to give their guys rest.
Yeah, you know what, though? With this much time, that fatigue is not going to play the factor as it was before. A lot of adrenaline pushing up right now, and for Holland to come back like this, the crowd's pumping up, there's a lot of noise.
Yeah, the crowd is filled in nicely. 90% of the Holland side and about 60% of the Zeeland side. Certainly not capacity, but I'd estimate we've got about 3,000, 3,200 people here on a beautiful, beautiful night for football.
Zeeland has done a good job on the returns here, or we could say Holland's done a poor job of covering them.
A.J. Bennett is going back. Excuse me, Kurt. Brett Lucas is back. And in the middle is number 8, who is Van Eneman. Can't have one get broke here, people. People have got to stay in their lanes.
I'd almost rather give a little pooch kick over here in the 25 and let him down at the fair catch.
I'm not so sure. I don't agree with you. I want them to have to go the whole length of the field.
Yes, sir.
Johnson kicks it long, though, to the left side to Lucas. Lucas at the 13, going to the sideline. Rodriguez has got him and knocks him out of bounds. And they're going to mark it back here at about the 29-yard line.
Oh, really?
With 3:43 to go in the game. You see that?
Oh, I thought he was up to 35.
No, he kept running, but Rodriguez got him and knocked him out of bounds.
Nice job.
That's twice that Ray's done that on kickoff tonight.
Good job.
He's gotten good angles. So now the Dutch have got to play tough defense,
Well,
and if they do, they can get the win.
Are you sending the linebackers in now, Coach?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think you sit back. It's worked for you, but I know what you're thinking is. Handoff to Peasley off the left side.
Oh.
He's met. He runs over a tackler. Oh, goodness me. And one of the Holland boys gets smashed back on his back. And Peasley has run the ball up to the 33-yard line. A gain of 4. It's going to be 2nd and 6. Run that clock. 3:22, 3:21, 3:20 to go.
They don't have enough room, enough time here to run it like that.
The crowd getting behind the Holland Dutch. Here's the snap. Hand off to Peasley again. He's dancing. And he's dragged down from behind.
It's
It's
Marr.
number 12, I think. It's Marr running the ball, and he was tackled by Wes Anderson. The gain is just over the 35. Make it 2. It's 3rd and a short 4 at the 35. And this is where the Zeeland's
Yes.
inability to have that strong passing attack could hurt. Big play. 3rd and 4, just over the 35. The Dutch have linebackers coming. Uh-oh, the Dutch are offsides. Now that's a big mistake, because that's going to give them a first down. The Dutch right side linebacker, I think, got into the neutral zone. You don't want to make that kind of mistake. You gave up a first down.
We said that's one of the chances you take when you're going to be aggressive.
But you don't make that kind of mistake at this time of the game. 2:38 to go. 1 minute and 5 seconds has been burned to move the ball 11 yards. At that rate, the Dutch will win. So we'll give them 11 yards every time they want to go.
Zeeland's 60 yards away, and they're still running the ball.
I don't think they have a choice. Dutch playing their linebackers a little more softly right now. It's Priestley. Or Marr. No, it's not. It's Marr. And he got nowhere. It's going to be 2nd and 10 at the 40.
And you see some of the linemen for Zeeland on their backside 2 or 3 yards back. Holland's doing a nice job of getting that initial push up there. And that's the front line doing it, which allows the linebackers a little bit more space to see what's going on.
Clock is running. When this play is snapped, we're going to be under 2. We're at 2 minutes right now. 2nd and 10 at the 40. Kramer, Lucas, and Marr back there. Handoff is to Marr, looking to go, and the Dutch have got that hole shaken up. And down he goes. He got maybe 2 on the play. 3rd and 8 in the 42 as the ball was carried by Marr.
The Zeeland fans have to be, they know they're not a passive team, but they have to be questioning, what are we doing trying to run the ball up the middle 60 yards away with less than 2 minutes to go.
3rd down, 1:28 to go. Going back to pass, quick slant over the middle, and it's complete for a first down. To number 2, who is A.J. Bennett. The clock stops at the Dutch 43 as they got 15 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Chicks. The clock is going to wind up for the 2nd. It's at 1:21 right now.
No huddle.
They got to get the spots this thing. Come on, start that clock. There it goes, 1:20. Back goes the quarterback. Gets it off. Off the hands of A.J. Bennett. The Dutch got to play a little bit closer on the defense there as they're giving a little bit too much room.
Oh, Bennett was wide open in that slant.
And he's the only guy in the pattern, Coach.
Yeah, in fact, the last play, too, there's the only player in the pattern, 2 in the middle. I understand that safety's playing deep, playing safe here, but somebody's got to clog up that middle there for them.
3 ones on the clock. With the incomplete pass, the clock will not start. 2nd and 10 at the 42. Chicks 42 yards from the goal line. Back goes Kramer. He looks, throws it. He's wide open, and he drops it. Not very good defense on the part of the Dutch. Way too much cushion there. But fortunately for Holland, the pass is incomplete.
Yep.
1:05 to go.
My later Kyle did a nice job, though, when he did close, getting the hand up there in the ball and knocking it down.
Sorry I'm being so critical, folks, but when you've only got the one guy out, you've got 6 guys back. You've got to come up and play a little bit closer.
Number 5, Matt Arzum, done over. You see him come in there. He took one of those back and sent him right on the ground. Got right in that quarterback's face.
All right, here's Kramer. 3rd and 10 from the 42. 1:05 to go.
We're looking at Bennett over here.
Back goes Kramer. It's over the middle, and it's complete to DeYoung, and it's going to be a first down.
Good follow. Take three.
It's complete to Overway. Travis Overway over the middle. on a peel or a pop pass, and we've got first down yardage down to the 32-yard line, and the Dutch are back on their heels now. 59 and a half seconds to go. Timeout.
That must be Holland.
Holland.
Good timeout. Good timeout.
That's Holland's second timeout with 59 and a half seconds to go in the contest. The Chicks are 32 yards away from taking the lead. A field goal does them no good.
And what we see them do this series when they finally did decide to pass is attack that middle where our linebackers are leaving. And they've had success.
Well, what you can think about doing here is using a combination defense, picking up these people off the line of scrimmage, and then on a double team. If you're only going to send out 2 players into the pattern, you can afford the double team. But this is a young team for the Dutch, learning a new bunch of procedures from their new coaching staff. But the Holland Dutch have shown an awful lot of guts and enthusiasm. Deserve the win. Let's hope they can get it.
Well, it's going to take the linebacker play to make a stop here.
All right, we'll reset it for you. It's 1st and 10. The Chicks are at the Holland 32-yard line. 59 and a half seconds to go. Kramer is the quarterback. Kramer fakes. He rolls out. The Dutch have got to force him. They throw it. It's incomplete. They were throwing it across to A.J. Bennett. He dove for the ball, but the Dutch have got to come up and get to him a little bit instead of sitting back there. 2nd and 10 at the 32, 52 and a half seconds to go. That play took 7 seconds. Don't you kind of wish that linebacker would come up there and force the quarterback? It's got to. Cannot have him have all that time. Because number 2, Bennett, had come across all the way from the other side of the field. Bennett is wide to the left. Wide to the right here is Jackson Young. Kramer calling signals. Back he goes. Throws it over the middle. Oh, it's thrown a little bit behind DeYoung, and it went off his hands, incomplete. But we have a penalty in the backfield. And the Dutch are going to get hit for roughing the quarterback. Roughing the quarterback. A big boo-boo on the part of the Dutch here. And that's going to be 15 big ones, and that's as good as a completion. It's going to give them a first down and enable them to throw it the end zone now. So the Dutch are showing somewhat a little bit of their immaturity right now and their lack of playing experience as they try to hang on in this home opener here at the stadium.
And what also helps Zeeland is if they really wanted to, they can throw a running play in here as long as they still have the timeout. So it's not necessary for them. They
where
don't.
Are we, Kurt? 16?
Yes.
I'm sorry. We're at the 16 with a first down, and we've got 47 seconds to go.
That first down is so important.
And they've moved the ball rather easily here with very little time gone. Back, wide open. Not very well defended, and another best block, a tackle. And he's finally brought down by number 18, Kyle Malather. And the Chicks are going to call timeout. But again, the Dutch have got to be in a man right now. They're giving up too much cushion here. Where are we, Kurt? 10?
Yeah, I believe we're on the 9.
We're down to the 10 or the 9, and there's been a gain of 6. It's going to be 2nd and 4 at the 10 with 37.2 seconds. And right now, I'll tell you, the Chicks took over with 3:43 to go. So in 3 minutes and 16 seconds, they've driven 61 yards and run off 13 plays. And that's a great job by the Zeeland Chicks.
And really, when I saw them running on the 40-yard line, 60 yards still to go, I didn't think they had a chance here. But one thing they've done very nice in their passes, they've been, except for a couple of ties to A.J. and Overway, they've done a nice job of these short little passes and underneath and getting underneath the zone that, like you said, a very, very lax zone that Holland's playing.
The Holland fan, Mr. and Mrs. Marcus, you just saw. A look at that scoreboard. 37.2 seconds to go, and the Dutch clinging to that 4-point lead. Overway goes to the left. Number 2, Bennett, is to the right. Quarterback is back. He's throwing it outside. Oh, no. He got beat. Touchdown. Went for the ball, and it's a touchdown. Bennett from Kramer. And it's a 10-yard touchdown.
Well, they've been isolating him out there. We talked about AJ the second half. That was a nice throw. It was a gamble that didn't pay off for Holland.
31.5 seconds to go. Bennett, extra point. Snap is down. The kick is good. Looks good. It is good. 14-17. The Zeeland Chicks come back and retake the lead 17-14 with 31.5 seconds to go.
And I think you have to look at where it was 3rd and 10, and we had a roughing the passer. Now all of a sudden we have first and goal there, or first and 10 to 15.
Went from 2nd and 10 at the 32 to 1st and 10 at the 16.
Yeah.
So the Dutch have themselves hurt themselves too much. Oh, golly.
Well, I was going to give Holland 31 half seconds to go here. They are down by 3. We saw Johnson's does have a very strong leg.
Well, now you got to look at what you're going to try to do here. You're going to try to throw those quick outs to Hall.
Well, you know you have to play on the sideline.
Oh my goodness, you can just see the deflation on this side. And of course the elation on the Zeeland side.
As I mentioned, both teams have struggled in the past few years, and it's a big game, and they know it's one on their schedule. They both think they should be winning, so. A.J. Bennett with the kickoff, and as we mentioned, he's done an excellent job of keeping the receiving team off balance here.
Here's Bennett's kick. It's a pooch kick, going to go OB.
Nice.
All right, now what's this year's rule? Do we get it first down at the 40, 35? Do we get to make him kick it off again?
I think it's 35.
They changed this rule, it seems like, every 2 or 3 years.
The nice thing about that play was no time went off the clock.
Going to go to the 35, or do you get to do it again? Automatic to the 35? I don't think this almost benefits us. All right, 35-yard line, 65 yards away from pay dirt. The Dutch, of course, can get a field goal to tie. And Zeeland calls their third timeout.
Well, you know, no one's left the game yet. Coming straight down here. Nice. How long was that drive Zeeland had?
71 yards.
71-yard
2,
drive.
4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 plays, Kurt. And it only took them 3 minutes and 12 seconds.
Well, they impressed me on that with their passing.
I'll say so. I did. You know, we just got through talking about the lack of a Zeeland passing game, and they sure made me eat those words.
But they did a nice job of giving Tyler
Fabulous
Kamer of giving them the nice plays. He didn't have to really, wasn't rushed too much. They kept their backs in. The backs picked up our linebacker every time. You know, the only time he really was rushed was when, you know, we had the roughing the passer penalty on him. So they've done a nice job of changing their little game plan here when they had to do it. And put the ball in the end zone too, not just move down there, but put it in the end zone.
Well, here we go. The same formation. Malena is wide to the right. Clark is in a slot left. Hall is wide left. Witkowski is blocking for Roshak, and you can believe there's going to be a big 4-man rush here. And somebody moved early. So let's go back to 31-5, please. We got to get the time back. It's 31-5's got to go back because it's a dead ball, illegal substitution, 5-yard penalty, 1st and 5 at the 40. It's got to go back to 31 and a half. if you can get a half on there.
Did they have 12 guys out there?
They must
huddle?
have. Well, we lose a half a second. $31.5 is what they want. That's 3:15, isn't it?
We'll take that.
31.5. There we go. We got it. It's okay, folks. Let's go. So now you're only 60 yards away. And look at the Zeeland Chicks. They've got 4 guys back here, 20 yards back. So the idea here of throwing it underneath the clock. He's wide open. 50, 45, 40. Clock stops.
They're going to down it. They're going to throw it, slam it down.
You got to take that third timeout right now.
They're going to slam it down.
You've got to take that third timeout.
They're waiting for the linemen. Lines, guys.
Snap, snap, down. Good play, 23.8.
Well, what do you think is in with Johnson's
If
range?
they are going to give us that type of cushy, soft defense, they're just going to run that same play again.
What's the
and
same?
We're going to get into field goal
It's
position.
the same cushy defense that we just gave them.
Well, a different type of cushy defense.
Okay.
Let's put it that way.
Okay.
But I'm sorry, both teams are just letting the receivers just get too much. Same thing. Oh, this time they're closer on them, though, as you can see. Rorschach is back. He's looking. And he had to run. Timeout, timeout, timeout. And they do so. As Rorschach is taken down at the 40-yard line, 39-yard line after a gain of 1.
And what Kevin's got to understand there
He's
is
got to
that
throw it away.
the downs are, it's not what's going to cost you here. It's going to be the time here.
No, I didn't see anything downfield. Were you looking down that way?
Once again, if you hit Clark early, I think you have to do that. Where you're going to hit him early. It's there.
Got a little trickery of your own here? Kirk, honestly, though, with 14-6 here, you've used your last timeout now. Can you think about a 20-yard gain or so and then try to line up for a field goal?
I think it's got to go out of bounds. You have to go to the
You got to go to the
sideline
sideline
pattern.
Because the clock does stop on the first down.
Right.
But how close do you think they have to get? I'd say to the 22, 23-yard line. The 35-yard kick is about Johnson's range.
Yeah. Well, and also the fact that it's 3rd and 9, they don't.
It's a 3rd down play. Back is Rorschach. He throws out here. Get out of bounds, Trammell.
Yeah.
And he's out of bounds at the 24 with 9.4 seconds.
Well done. Well done.
Excellent. Now with 9.4 seconds, you do have enough time to run another out and try to get that tying field goal.
As long as Kevin understands, he has to get rid of the ball. If there's not there,
yeah, he's got to throw it real quick because we're looking at a 41-yarder here. Oh, Jeff Carlson, where are you when we need you? Now you got to go a quick out here again or not? They're giving Trammell a lot of room. Rorschach takes it. He's going deep the clock, and it's off his shoulder pads, incomplete at the goal line. He was hit, I think, by 34, who was Jared Stevens, but it might have been Andrew Van Eeneman. As Clark went up to catch the ball, he got hit. A great defensive play by the Chicks as the Dutch almost got the winning touchdown there.
That was a nice play by Kevin, Aaron, and the defense.
Now I think you got to try to see if he can kick it that far. Now we do have a soccer player, but I'm surprised that he hasn't had any experience in the game. He's got a bigger foot though.
Brandon showed a strong foot, but this is going to be over 40 yards, so they're going for it.
Well, final play of the game if there's no penalty. There's 4 seconds to go. We're going to get trips right. It's going to be a jump ball in the far corner of the hall. Rorschach back, so here you go, folks. He throws it up there. And it's incomplete. The Chicks win. And folks, that was one heck of a fine, fine football game.
Now, for the first game of the year for both these teams, the struggling programs, they put on a very entertaining game for us. I love to see the Holland fight, not giving up, Zeeland on their drive. I hope nobody left early. This game was not decided till that last play. And you know, Coach Schroeder wants to bring up the wins, and people like to see the wins, but it's going to be more important for his program that, you know, he has a team out there that's going to compete through and through. And the things we looked at before, though, as far as being undersized, and also, you know, the few people that we have out there, you have to believe that fatigue played a part, not just in the physical nature of the game, but we saw a lot more mistakes, you know, on both parts of the team, but we saw a lot more of the mental mistakes out there when guys were getting tired. And like I said, I think that the key player there was in that roughing the passer down.
All righty, here's your review of your scoring. The Dutch got on the board in the first quarter on a 39-yard pass and run TD pass from Kevin Roshak to Aaron Clark. Brandon Johnson got the PAT, and the Dutch took a 7-0 first quarter lead. The teams could not do anything with the ball the rest of that first half, and our half ended with the Dutch on top 7-0. Then in the third quarter, with 8:53 to go, Brett Lucas on a 1-yard run after the Dutch got a bad break. Brandon Johnson was back to punt. Unfortunately, it was not a good snap. He went down to capture it. The ball hit the ground, and the knee hit the ground, and the Zeeland Chicks only had to make a 3-yard run by Lucas at the 8:53 mark. A.J. Bennett got the extra point, and we were tied at 7. On the next possession, the Chicks got a 4th down and 5 from the 9, and Bennett was able to put a 24-yard field goal through it. The Chicks had a 10-7 lead in the third quarter. Then in the fourth quarter, the Dutch came back. They came back and they got their score as Clark on a 3-yard run at 3:49 to go gave the Dutch the lead for the second time in the game at 13-10. Johnson came in for the PAT and the Dutch took the 14-10 lead. But then the Chicks showed tremendous heart, tremendous courage as they proceeded to drive 71 yards. The final play coming on a pass from Kramer to Bennett, who beat the defensive back near the right edge of the goal line and got in for the score. Bennett kicked the PAT, which turned out to be the final points, 17-14. The Dutch got the ball for one last try on their own 35 after a kick out of bounds, but they were able to get it no further than to throw a couple of passes into the end zone. Clark nearly brought down one. The second one was knocked away by a Zeeland defender, and the Zeeland Chicks have begun this season victoriously 1-0, and the Holland Dutch, and by the way, the Zeeland Chicks will play the West Ottawa Panthers next week, while the Holland High Dutch are going to go a little bit south to handle the Hamilton Hawkeyes at their new expanded stadium. Kirk?
I got to give Zeeland credit. You're right. They had that ball down there with 3.5 minutes to go, drove 71 yards, put the ball in the end zone. I didn't think they could get it done. I thought they had lacked some creativity in their offense and the runs, and they showed me a lot. These are some young guys out there playing. A lot of these teams have some juniors making these decisions, and they'll be learning. It's just some unfortunate breaks. It seems that Holland's going to have to get over, that low snap and that penalty down there, and these things can stop them from being a successful team. But, part of that mental state of the team that Coach Schroeder is working so hard on is, we're in these games all the way and to play, thinking man's game and, try to reduce these kind of mistakes. But, I think he's got to be proud. I think he's got to be proud of the effort. I think he's got to be proud of the effort for the entire game. That's what Holland needs, is a competitive football team.
And I think we saw that tonight. I think both Zeeland and Holland both. They played an outstanding ball game. They made our community very, very proud. A very, very entertaining contest. And the better team won.
Yes.
We'd like to thank our MAC TV crew. We were directed by Kerry Kane tonight. Joyce Harper was on our generator for sound. Our pictures through the courtesy of Rick Crane, Keith Jones, Dan Smith, and Paul Stevens. Tonight's game has been brought to you on MAC TV as a production of Three Dads Productions. Once again, we'd like to remind you we'd like to see some more games on in the future. If you'd like to see the following contest, please call MAC TV. On behalf of Kirk Emerson, this is Joe Tremmel saying once again the final score from Holland Municipal Stadium, it's the Zeeland Chicks 17 and the Holland High Dutch 14. Good night from Holland Municipal Stadium.